Good afternoon, a very warm welcome. Welcome to our inaugural Red Bull Ring race, 6 hours of GT2 and GT3. This is going to be so exciting, so exciting. Bear me a second. There we go. So, this is going to be really good. Let me know how the audio is. Let me know how the... Oh, is it all fixed? Oh, Dexter, amazing. Thank you so much. Yep, so if the audio is good and the video is good, then we are good to go. So, a couple of housekeeping. Can hear you fine and the game. There'll be a test when Ches comes back. He's just grabbing something quick before we start 3 hours. So, you're going to hear from an array of people today, and I do want to say to Dexter and the stewards, good luck for today. The stewards do a very thankless task. Yeah, if you want to jump in, absolutely, that would be awesome. Hello.
Hi.
So hopefully it's alright and I haven't went back to robot voice again.
Yeah, I can hear myself on the stream, so that's still working good.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, so I know you're about to go into stewards, but have you got any final things that you'd like to ask the drivers not to do or to do today?
If you could not hit each other, that'd be great.
That's quite sensible. Yeah, don't hit each other, don't run each other off the road. Yeah, no, absolutely, and I say good luck to you guys today because it's a thankless task being a steward. You can't keep everybody happy, so good luck.
We're used to the abuse.
That's why I became a commentator rather than a steward.
With me dropping in and out, do you want me to just jump in, or do you want me to go in the waiting room and wait for you to move me whenever you're ready?
No, just jump in. Just jump in whenever you want, and let us know how it's going.
Yeah, it'll probably be just me.
Okay. No problem.
I'm doing 2 stints today in the race, so I'm doing 1 hour 2 and then 1 hour 5.
Oh no, come on. You're not racing against me. Yeah, I'm doing the last 2 stints, so I am indeed DNBL over. Yeah, I'm doing the last 2 stints. So we've got a steward car and we've got a commentator's car. Unfortunately, some of the commentators have been busy doing other things, so Davide Mandalisi has been given a commentator's title for today so he can drive in the car with us. So Zita, Davide and myself are going to be driving in the commentator's car. You'll see the livery, you will not be able to miss it, let's put it that way. Who's in your car, Dexter?
So we're not in a steward's car. I'm racing with my my team that I race with.
Ah, right, okay.
Called Cronus Racing Team. We're in a pink Maserati.
Oh, very nice. I was just looking at some of the practice times of the other Maseratis and it blew my mind.
It's a very nice car to drive. It's very stable.
It looks it through the corners. It just looks like it floats, and yeah, it's a beautiful looking car. So it's even better that you can actually admire it while you're watching.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We've got another one of our teammates as well in a KTM. I wish him luck.
Yeah, we chose a KTM. I don't know if it was a good choice or not, but we chose a KTM. It's a good car. Yeah, it's a skill issue with me more than anything else. So, oh well, right. Well, good luck, and look forward to speaking to you later on.
Yep, I'll speak later. Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye. So, server restart with 10-minute free practice, then qualifying. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. So, a couple of house rules first. We don't do religion. We don't do conflicts that's going on around the world, and we try to have a laugh. If you're a driver, let us know you're a driver. It'd be amazing to speak to you. And we have asked the drivers when they finish their stints, if they want to speak to us, they can come in, speak to us, have a chat and tell us how it went without complaining about specific incidents or drivers or all that stuff that gets dealt with in the proper channels.
We want positivity.
We only want positivity, as Ches says. And so, yes, that's what I was saying. So, Ches and myself will be accompanying you today for the first 3 hours. It's Hayden's then going to take over for part 2. You'll see on YouTube that there's 4 parts altogether. So, part 2 is Hayden and Ches. Part 3 is myself and Zeta. I'm hoping I've got this right. No, it's Hayden and Zeta, sorry, that's part 2. See, I can't even remember how it goes. Zeta and Hayden will be part 2, so they'll be on in 3 hours' time. Ches is on for 2 hours with me, and Zeta will then jump in. The last 2 hours, I'll be double stinting in our car, so Ches and Zeta are going to be commentating and keeping you amused at all times. Yeah, we've asked the drivers and teams to put a little piece together about them or about their team or about funny stories so that we can personalise the commentary a little bit more as well. So that's what we're looking for today. 6 hours is a long time. If it's exciting, then yeah, it might not feel like it. Anyone who hasn't raced GT2 and GT3s before, they're a little bit different. So the GT2s don't have as much aero as an aero pack as the GT3s do. So that means the GT2s with 600 and 700 brake horsepower absolutely power away from the GT3s on the straights. But when it comes to braking and cornering, the GT3s are quicker than the GT2s. So there is going to be a whole big mismatch going on throughout the day. Because as a GT2 you could get past the GT3 before the corner, they then get past you in the corner, and it's just a constant back and forward. But really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be awesome. We do want to run through the track layout with you, because just in case people don't really know the Red Bull Ring very well, let's go with the layout
Should be
first.
mentioned.
Yes.
That the server is back up and running now.
Oh,
so
is it?
hop in.
Okay. So we haven't went with the names of it because some of the names are a bit conspicuous. That they might be called certain things and maybe not other things. Race server, there we go. So the first corner is literally a 90-degree, and then you've got a huge long straight. There's a kink in a straight, which is actually classed as turn 2. Turn 3 is a horrible acute angle, which then leads on to another straight. Turn 3...
It's cambered as well.
It's cambered, it's off cambered as well. And then, actually that says turn 2 and turn 3. So this map's slightly wrong. But anyway, what it says on the screen, turn 3 is a mighty horrible off camber corner again, where you need to brake in a straight line, but then as you're easing off the brakes, you need to bring the car around into the apex to do a bit of trail braking. You're then full on the power for the right hand kink, which there is, that says turn 4. You're then on to heavy braking for turn 5, which is an off camber, looping left hand, and if you don't get that right, it ends up you'll be into the gravel, or you'll end up on the grass because you've turned in too quick. Short blast down to turn 6, where again it's a dab of the brakes, move the car, get the car shifted, let it drift over the curb, and then on the power again. Turn 7 is flat out, you're all the way flat out to turn 8. Turn 8 again is off camber. It's you hit the brakes, down 1 gear, down 2 gears, and then you let the car drift through, you're back on the power for a very short time, and turn 9 is a really tricky turn. It's a hit the brake, down a gear, let the car drift over the curb, and back on the power again for your lap. Now, what I think is interesting, let me just start looking at one of the drivers, and we can talk about what I think is going to be really interesting is the elevation difference on the Red Bull track. I'm not very good at doing two things at once. There we go. Right, that should be back up and running. There we go. So, the elevation is massive, and I think it's going to be quite telling in the fact how this is going to play out, because as we've mentioned already, off camber, so anyone who not quite sure what off camber means, if it's off camber, as you're going around the corner, the road is banked away from the apex, which means the car and gravity is getting pushed to the left where you want it to keep it to the right. It makes it a little bit more tricky. So this corner he's coming up to is a camber corner, so it's actually cambered slightly towards the apex. But as you see, as he goes up to the second last corner where the pit entrance is, it goes off camber again, and you can see how the track is drifting away. So it's very, very tricky to keep things going. So the elevation changes. Now this is a bit of a crude drawing and it's not mine, but this shows you how elevated turn 2 and turn 3 and even turn 4 are. The start finish that we're on at the moment with Oligan is reasonably sea level, but look at that climb. You're literally going up a hill, which is a steep hill, but that gives you an opportunity to brake slightly later because you've got the hill pushing against you to get round the corner, and you can see it's very easy to get oversteer going around this very tight corner. And then you just basically spend the rest of the track coming down slowly in the elevation until you're eventually down onto the start finish straight again. So it was I just found it interesting. I thought it might be interesting for people watching to be able to visualize how steep it is. Sometimes when you're on this, it's very difficult to understand, but you can see it's falling away, it's off camber, so he's having to wrestle the car hard on the power, a dab of the brakes, let the car drift into the corner, hard on the power again, get it onto the curb as much as you can, and you can see how the GT2 is now catching that GT3. This is exactly what we're talking about. I hit the brakes, down one gear, maybe down 2 gears, let the car drift, and this is a tricky corner. Hit the brake, and then you see oversteer going on, and the GT3s will manage that so much better because of their downforce, but it is not an easy track. Anyway, I have talked enough. Let's speak to Ches. Do you like the Red Bull Ring, Ches?
I do.
Excellent.
It's a technical and fun track.
I think so. I think you're absolutely right. Some corners are about feel, other corners are about technique. But each corner almost leads onto a straight, so you need to get your corner exit as spot on as you can, on the power as early as possible without any oversteer for it. So let's have a look at some other people. This is a practice, so we've got 2.5 minutes of practice left. There's then going to be a 45-minute qualifying. Daryl, how you doing? Hope you're well. David Nimble, good afternoon on YouTube. Team 531, let's go. Nice. Maserati looks beautiful, doesn't it? Just beautiful. So yes, so it's going to be a 45-minute qualifying, and then we're into the race. And again, as we always do in Toga, it's one formation, full formation lap. It's a rolling start, and if there's 20% of the field crash in one incident within the first 2 sectors, it'll be called a red flag. Everybody will then return slowly to the pit, the garages. Server will be reset, and they'll start from the qualifying position again. Chris Lorenz, thank you so much for following us. That's very kind of you. In fact, sorry, subscribing. I don't know why it says following. That's confusing. We obviously have both channels running at the same time, so yeah. Thank you very much. It's much appreciated. And a big welcome to DJ Websby, or Websy. It's Pugalicious, Paul Chen, and Chris Lorenz. Thank you so much for all the follows on Twitch. Daryl says afternoon, Ches, as well. You will see that with your magnificent panel of things that you've got going on OBS.
Oh, I can see. Yeah.
He was so happy last night at 10:30.
Evening? It's not good evening yet.
Well, it's closer to evening for you than it is for us, so you're not completely wrong.
I've been awake for like 7-8 hours. It feels like evening now.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just turned Ches up a little bit, so hopefully you'll be able to hear him through the stream while the cars, because the cars sound amazing. They sound absolutely amazing. £50 on red flag. Oh, Daryl, that's quite a bet. Okay, right. I mean, turn 1 is going to be a nightmare. It is just going to be a nightmare. We haven't had a red flag for a while. Yeah, and yes, I am going to jinx this. We haven't had a red flag for a while. That's me jinxed it.
Quite a few clean rounds now these
Yes,
past weeks.
absolutely. And the Rookie Wednesday is starting soon as well, so that's going to be good to see. If you're not already members of Discord, in the description on YouTube, you'll find it in a link on Twitch. The Discord, we've got almost 2,000 members in Discord, and it's a beautiful community that we've got. Different style of racers and things like that. Doma, hello on YouTube. Hi all. I don't know what the second part of that is. I only read English, so, but hi, how are you doing? Hope you're well. What if you were a GT2 driver, Ches, and we've already spoken about the GT2, GT3 kind of concertina effect between straights and corners, how would you deal with the GT3 if you were back and forward like that? Would you have a tactic in mind of how to either clear them or let them go?
I mean, normally I'm a pretty passive driver, like generally. I try to stay away from other people, do my own thing, just trying to get through the track, get through the traffic and stuff like that. I try to avoid other people as much as I can, and that's probably something I would do here as well.
Right.
I would probably try to just get away from them in the straights, try to be as early on the power as possible, but through the corners I'll just stay clear of them.
Yep. Absolutely. Let me just get this sorted. There we go. Yeah, it is going to be an interesting one. It's almost like GT3s and GT4s, but the GT3s never get caught up again with the GT4s. So it is going to be interesting to do. And I promise I am not biased, and I will not be showing loads of the commentary team car, but I do want to show you the beautiful livery that we've got, which Zita has designed. I'm just trying to find her actually. There she is. Not out the pits yet, but that is, you can't really see it very well. Microphone on the side, we've got LGBTQ plus on the back flag, and Toga Motorsport all over it. It's just stunning. So there you go, that's a plug for the team today.
Shameless.
Absolutely shameless plug, absolutely. I mean, I'm not flaunting my power to the broadcasting side of things. So first car over is a GT3, just starting the first flying lap. Looks like that is the car Dexter's going to be in later on by the looks of it, a bright pink Maserati. Now let's have a look and see if there's a visible closing up on the straight, or is the GT3 far enough ahead that it's not really going to impact. Oh, he's actually put, well, that's somebody that's just come out of the pits, but yeah, so the GT2 didn't catch, so it's not like a huge turbocharged, triple turbocharged car that, you know, it is a very fast car, but they need to be within a certain range of each other before the battling kind of happens. But I mean, I can't call it. I don't know if it's going to be a GT3 or a GT2 winner overall from the pack today. It's very...
We seem to have a bit of a train going through the final corner. Everybody's lining up to try to get a clean...
Oh no, are we going to end up with a
space.
Formula 1 nightmare here? Hello
Yep.
Strange, how you doing on YouTube? Hope you're well, buddy. So we've got the faster cars coming through, but they're coming up to bunched up cars that are going slowly. So this is going to be interesting if they can get through okay. Certainly at the moment it looks like they'll get the flying lap in, which is good. And Dumitrach is going to be first over the line with a 127.8. In fact, sorry, Solan in the Maserati is a 127.8. Dumitrach must have had a lap deleted, an invalid lap. That is a mighty fast lap, so it is. Thank you so much, Doma, for the subscribe on YouTube. That's very kind of you and very much appreciated. Welcome to the family. Make sure you join our Discord. You'll find lots in there as well. So, I mean, yeah, Ches, 127.8. Wow.
Rapid.
That is so fast. Like, that's almost, I hate to use a phrase, but that's almost alien pace. So it is. That's what you would expect to see from Dare McCormick or Jardier or George Boothby. That is really fast, especially for a GT2. So top 4 at the moment are all GT2s, and then we've got Bjorkman in 5th place, splitting the 531, which is what David Nimble was saying earlier on. That's his team. So yeah, you can see how the Maserati's caught up a little bit with the McLaren, and this is where you're going to get the banjo effect from it. Dexter, that's my boy, he's put in a lightning fast lap. I mean, oh my, he actually had to pull out of that under braking there. He's just pulling over.
I wonder how much the drag here affects the times. Because obviously you'll be in somewhat of a draft from the other cars.
Yeah.
So you should be able to gain some speed.
So I watched earlier in the practice and I think it was maybe an Italian team on the Maserati, and he was slipstreaming an AMG GT3. And oh man, it was just like he wasn't one to get past. So I don't know if they're planning on doing maybe a slipstream where they'll get a better pull from that. So I mean, obviously GT2s are quicker, but if you're going to get a tow off anything, then why not? Interesting. So most cars are now out on track. 45 minutes is a long time. So the stipulation is, you can see there's no split. So all cars, both categories, are out qualifying at the same time. 45 minutes. It can be only one driver, or it could be 2, or if they've got 3, it can be the 3 drivers doing qualifying. We just need to see how it goes. The driver who is going to start the race must be back in the car before the end of qualifying. Otherwise, it'll be whatever driver is in the car at the time. So they need to be mindful of that as well, especially if they're going for a flying lap in the last seconds of the qualifying. So yeah, you would obviously want your fastest driver to be qualifying, but if you have a consistent driver who's slightly slower, maybe you want them driving as well. So it's always a thing. I mean, have you done much team racing, Ches?
I have, and it's always about the order.
Mm-hmm.
You of course want everybody to be able to drive, but you have to be able to balance it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might need to let the faster drivers do a few more stints.
Yeah.
That's just how multi-class and endurance racing and team racing in general works.
Yep.
Like, it's about team order.
Yep, absolutely. And you also need to tailor the setup for the car to suit 3 different people. So if you've got 3 people that are quite similar in driving styles, it's much easier to put a setup together than it is who somebody drives a car on the limit and another person who takes it a bit easier. So there's always that battle as well that goes on. PSUK Esports, good afternoon over on Twitch. I hope your team do well. What number's your team? Strange, are you okay? So let's have a look at, we've got Balawender who's in the GT3 Porsche, and he is the fastest GT3 at the moment, and he is putting in a 128.05. which is still a very quick time. Let's not sniff at that, but the top 4 at the moment are GT2s, and they're all in the 127 mark.
If I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting the GT2s to be in the front here.
Me neither. Me neither. I genuinely thought the GT3s would dominate at least the first top 3 or 4. But to see the GT3s struggling and being... I mean, the fastest GT3 is still half a second, or sorry, 5/10ths behind the leader. So maybe the GT2s are going to lap faster than the GT3s and maybe just pull away rather than what we thought was going to happen. It's the only way we're going to find out is by watching it and seeing. The second fastest GT3 at the moment is Casson in the number 9 McLaren. So they've posted a 128. In fact, Ballawinder has just went second with a 127.6. So this looks like the GT3s are maybe starting to feel their way around the track and actually feeling a bit more confident about things. That is a lightning quick, and Casson goes on to 4th place with a 127.6. So we now have GT2 and P1, GT3 P2, GT2 P3, and GT3 and P4. It's not easy to say. It is not easy. Wow. Okay.
5th and 8th place, they're all GT4 cars.
They absolutely are, and they're not slow. I mean, the top 6 are in the 127 bracket. This is a very, very fast field.
Top 11 is all within 0.6 of a second.
They are.
From each other.
Absolutely right. So, Ballawinder goes all kinds of wrong there. It was a little bit of oversteer. I was just about to say Ballawinder is 0.08 of a second behind Solon in P1. Jarzebowski is 0.09 behind Ballawinder. This is just crazy. It really is. So close together. Lewis RIC, good afternoon on Twitch. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for popping in. It's always good to see you. Strange on YouTube. Yeah, you good? Just waiting on deliveries. Ooh. Is that good deliveries? Is that like equipment deliveries? Carlono Farlo? Go number 9. Number 9. Oh, Casson. Casson's doing really well, I have to say. Let's have a look further down. So, he's in the pits. Panchenko in the McLaren is in 11th place at the moment, and he has got 6 GT2s ahead of him on the leaderboard at the moment. So you can hear them. I mean, we talk about track limits, Ches, but you can actually put a lot of your car over the white line. As long as you've got 2 of your inside tyres still in the white line, you're absolutely fine.
Absolutely. It's interesting to see what kind of track limits there are here. I mean, it's a new track. We're still trying to learn it, everybody. Not everybody has gotten into the perfect groove here yet.
No.
It's only been out for like, I think, a week or something.
Absolutely.
2 weeks now, maybe.
I think, certainly.
We're still trying to find a limit.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is all about the limit, because look how far the Ferrari 296 there. All 4 wheels over the red and white. And that's still, and McLaren does it as well. That is not a track limit. But if you go to the last corner and you go on the inside of the yellow sausage curb, it's a track limit. So there's tight regulations in some corners and not in others. So what I would like to do is maybe follow... this might be a better angle to see. So this is us coming up in the McLaren to the last 2 corners. And again, all over the red and white. Let it drift in. He's a little bit wide there. Oh, I don't know if he was going into the pits, but oversteer basically put him into the pits. So, yeah, he's maybe going to change drivers. but it's interesting. So here's a Maserati of Kogut. So second last corner, you can see a little bit closer into the apex. This is where watch the yellow sausage curb. If your right wheels go over the right hand side of the sausage curb, that's a track limit. But if you look at how he goes on the red and white to turn 1, look at that. It beggars belief sometimes where the track limit cut-offs are, so it is interesting to see that happen. Have a look further down just to see what is going on here. Oh, now there's the KTM of Angle. The 211, that KTM is a beautiful looking car. It can be a bit of a handful at times as well, right enough. But yeah, there was a lot of talk about the KTM when the GT2 pack was coming out. So, have you got a particular GT2 car you have either driven that you like or you would like to drive, Ches?
No, I know it might sound like a bit of a cliche looking at the entry list today, but I really like Maserati.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking to Dexter, I mean, Dexter is a very quick driver, as well as being head steward, and he loves the Maserati. It's a beautiful looking car, but it's also well balanced, where you've got the Porsche, the two Porsches in the GT2, the 935 and the 991, are brutal. They want to kill you at every opportunity. It's like holding onto a bucking Bronco that's never had a human being near it. I just don't know how anyone can. In fact, do we have any GT2 Porsches? No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think everybody realises very quickly that it's not the car for racing.
The 935 looks like something straight out of the 70s.
It's
it looks
bizarre.
like it belongs at Le Mans.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Like, it doesn't have headlights. The headlights are below the bumper. It's just bizarre looking car. Yeah, I mean, I like the Porsche 991 and the 911, but I don't like the GT2 Porsches. For me, they're just too crazy. Thank you very much, Omar, for subscribing on YouTube. It's very kind of you. Make sure and check out the Discord link in the description. We are a very fun, chilled out community. Strange, one of your deliveries is to sort your clothes out to keep them organised, and your other delivery is a bedside table. Oh man. Valentino Campa, thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. You're our legend. I believe you might actually be in our community already, in the Campa team. Yeah, I mean, 15 minutes have gone already, and the times are just, like, to gain or lose 0.08 of a second is a blink. It's not even a blink of an eye. You know, it's so very close. As you say, the top 10 are within 0.5 of each other. That's just... We now have 4 GT3s in the top 10 now. We have a McLaren, a 296,
Wait.
and Mercedes, an AMG, all kind of peppering the GT2 pack a little bit. There's still GT2s further down the pack, and as Ches said, this is still a relatively new DLC to come to ACC, so not everybody will have been able to get to grips with the car. I mean, speaking from my own personal experience, it takes me about between 100 and 200 laps to really understand the car where I can get it on the limit. So yeah, unless you're driving night and day, it's going to take a while. PS UK Esport, thank you so much for the subscribe, the tier 1 subscribe on... Oh, you gifted it to me. Oh, that's very kind of you, thank you so much. That is awesome. It's very much appreciated. I'm even going to show that as well. That is kind of you. Oh man, it's not every day that you get gifted a sub to
At
Twitch.
random as well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's no there's no shenanigans going on here, honestly. So let's get back to the racing. But thank you so much, PS UK Esports. Thank you for supporting our channel. Wow. So the Maserati in P2 is 0.03 of a second off of Solan in P1. Like, I don't think we see that in GT3 very often. I mean, sometimes it can be maybe 6 or 700ths of a second, but this is just so close, and both the same car as well. I'm just blown away with how quick they are. I really am. I am, of course, going to have a little look to see where our team's car is. So there we go. So there we go. There's the livery in action. Some beautiful looking colours, getting hounded by that McLaren a little bit. Now, we did say in the driver briefing that the GT3s need to be careful of the GT2s, because the GT2s need to brake earlier because they're not as fast round corners. So some of the GT, and that we actually talked about that earlier, Ches and myself, that not everybody will have raced GT2s against GT3s on this track, so they won't really know what is going on, and they will be wondering why is that car going, you know, braking earlier than what I would brake. But that's it at the moment. So your top 10, P1 at the moment is Jarzabowski. P2 is Solan. In fact, they've just swapped places. Solan is 0.007 of a second behind P1 now. Oh man, that is so close racing. So let's go back and see if Solan can nip this back from Jarzabowski. But anyway, the top 10, P1 Jarzabowski, just watching them as they go over, unable to make any gain there. Solan in P2 with the Maserati. We've got Benz in P3 with his Porsche. We've got in P4 Morgan in his McLaren, who's currently in the pits. P5 we've got Proshnika, hopefully I've said your name right, in the Maserati. P6 we've got Zygar in the AMG 88 car. P7 we've got Erdos in the 921296, there's a lot of numbers there. P8 we've got Nefedive, hopefully I've said that right, in the Mercedes AMG. We've got Bjorkman in P9, also in the AMG, and Carter follows up in the Audi in P10. So it's interesting that if you look at the GT2s, the top 3 GT2s are Maserati, but if you look at GT3s, they're all different makes and models. So take that from what you will. We're obviously using a BOP, the LFM BOP for this, which makes the cars a little bit more competitive against each other. But yeah, that's interesting. Do you take anything from that, Ches, about the, you know, the 3 Maseratis, but the GT3s are all different cars?
I mean, it shows that the Maserati is quite, like, fast, honestly. Much faster than I expected basically any GT2 car to be. But it's also great to see some GT3 cars mixing up in the top here.
Yep, absolutely. And it is nice to see a split between them that is not all just one-sided to either classification. But yeah, so we've obviously got just over 22 minutes left of qualifying. We're just looking to see, I mean, there's obviously a risk if you load the car up with, say, 30 litres of fuel and try and go and do 5 or 6 laps, where if you just do a short stint, so you just put, you know, 2 laps of fuel in the car, you're going to get a slightly faster car. but these GT2s I've found take between 2 and 3 laps to get the tyres up to pressure and temperature, which is probably a lap or so more than what the GT3s take. So again, pit stops are going to come into play as well for this. We opened this up, so either I think there's somebody in a KTM who's driving on their own for 6 hours. We say between 1 person and 3 people as a max for a team, for a car, and split the driving whatever way they want to, but there's obviously max driver stint of 65 minutes the driver can do maximum, so it'll be interesting to see. So it will, but I've been excited for this all day, because I think this is something new, I think this is something exciting. I believe on SimGrid we're the first hosts to do this, 6 hours at Red Bull Ring, and we are the second host out of everyone. We are a silver partner with SimGrid, and we're also partnered with Coach Dave Delta as well, as you'll see on the screen. There should be messages popping up every so often on both Twitch and YouTube to give you the affiliate links, but if you're on YouTube, look at the description, the links will be there. We'll hopefully get Twitch sorted out as well, where you'll be able to go into the bio and click the links there as well. One thing I am glad to see is the pit exit is enough that you're not going to have one car coming out of the pits and immediately having to dive onto the racing line. I think that's quite a good design from my point of view. I don't know how you feel about it, Ches.
It's a very good pit exit. You're not in the way of any cars on a hot lap, but you can still get up to speed fast. And we know that some other pit exits are just horrendous.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Valencia, for example.
Oh my god.
You're basically exiting straight out onto like the exit of the apex, basically.
Yeah, you're basically getting spat out onto the racing line for P1, where most cars on a flying lap want to be using that line to get the optimum racing line. So it is going to be interesting. It has been stated that drivers must stick to inside the white lines for pit entry and pit exit. There will be no leeway either way with it. If the stewards find that is the case, then they'll issue some kind of reprimand for that. It's live stewarding for the first 30 minutes of the race, and then it's going to be a ticket system after that, where they'll look at it and then they'll deal with the penalties as and when they see fit. We'll keep an eye on the steward spreadsheet, just so we can see the reason why someone's been given a penalty. Make it a bit more clear for you as well, which will be good. But we're coming down to the last 18 minutes now, and there's not been much change in the top 10 as far as I can see. The times are all there. It looks like everyone has set almost as fast a time as they can. I've only seen
8 is improving now.
Yeah, 2:10s.
Losing a tiny bit of time, but he's back in the negatives, unfortunately. That is the commentator's curse.
I'm glad it was you and not me this time, because I start getting paranoid that every time I say something really bad happens. I'm just scrolling down to see. We've got Nordal in the 18 McLaren is almost 4/10 up on his time. He is down in P40.
43.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we've got 2 cars that might be able to move up a couple of places. So we'll keep an eye on them just now, because I think it's fair to make sure as many cars and teams get coverage, and that, it's no mean feat to be 3/10s, nearly 4/10s up on this track, whether it's a driver change or not. So he's on the last one, power down, he's going to be 4/10s quicker. So Nordal pushes himself up into P35, so he's gained 5 places with 4/10s of a second, which is interesting. So I'm not sure it's Angel or we'll say Angel at the moment. Angel pitted, so lost any of that time that they had. We've now got Saliev, who is in the Audi GT2, and he's almost 1 second faster than his last.
He's over a
time.
second fast.
Oh, that looked a bit messy. Yeah, he's starting to lose time. That corner, it can kill any time you have when you get it wrong. But he's just, I mean, he is still 7/10 up, so let's have a look and see how well he can do. A dab of the brakes, let the car drift in. That's exactly the line you want to take. These curbs, the GT2s handle the curbs so well, almost like the GT4s, where you can run them really hard on the curbs and nothing really unsettles the car. Obviously depending on how the setup is done at the same time.
And he will improve only slightly, but it's still an improvement.
Yep, so he's 37th at the moment. And he stays 37th. He's improved his time. Just behind him we've got Kukic in the 27. He's over 1 second faster than his previous time. So
also,
we're
Mandelace is improving quite a bit. He's up 700s. 7.8 of a second.
Don't get me excited. Don't get me excited. So Mandelace is one of our drivers in the commentary car, so that's good to hear. He is a very quick driver, even though he doesn't say it. But this looks like Kukic could really push himself up the field. He's coming over the line. No, 1 place again. That's yeah. But at the moment, poor David has lost any time that he'd gained there. Saliev back with 7/10 again. So he's finding time every single lap. So he's either finding a different racing line, a different braking zone, but he's pushing. He's now almost 1.5 seconds, but he's had to back off with that Maserati in front of him. Let's see if this can propel him up into maybe even the top 35. And no. I set these up like they're going to be really exciting, and then it doesn't happen. We've got Ericsson in the 75 McLaren, 1.2 seconds ahead as it is. Ben Racing, thank you so much for the follow. It's very kind of you. Thanks for having us from the Onid teams. Looking forward to it. Oh, it's a pleasure. Shout out the car numbers, and we'll obviously keep checking in on them unless they're at the very front, and then that'll be a given already. Ericsson 1.5 seconds faster. P29 at the moment. I'm not upping him this time in case nothing happens. Nothing does happen.
In P29.
Alright, I'm going to shut up now. Oh man. Right, let's have a look at the top. No particular real change. Top 3 are GT2s. Benz with his 67 Porsche in P4. Kassan in that McLaren in P5. And then we've got Proshnika and Zygar, Erdos, Ziz and Carter. Sorry I butchered all of your names, but you know, if you hear your name getting butchered, please let me know and spell it phonetically, and I'll try and do better next time. I'm not seeing any huge time. Oh, Kassan's half a second quicker at the moment. Now 7/10. Kassan could be on here to get into top 4. Wow, he is increasing his time.
If he keeps doing what he's doing now, he could even look at a P1 here.
Yeah, he absolutely could. This is really good. Let's stick with him and let's have a look on board. So again, move over as far as you can, down the gears. Some choose to go down to 4, some choose to go down to 3rd. Beautifully round there, and again, dab of the brakes, let the car drift in, beautifully taking that apex. He is 1.7 seconds faster at the moment. He is absolutely wringing the neck of that car. Coming up choose your marker and brake. Let the car drift in again, watch your track limit, and then brake again. Doesn't change down and takes all of the curb that he can. He's 2 seconds faster. Is he going to get into the P1? No. So he's now 1/10 behind Benz in the Porsche. But that was a mighty time. 1:27.682 was his time, and the 1:27.570 is the P1's time at the moment. So if he can gain a little bit more time, I mean, he has 2/10 up already on that fastest time. Yeah, I mean, this could put him into the top 3. I'm going to stick with him because he really does seem to be putting the laps together. And I think we need to be cautious, Ches, in that this is a 6-hour race. It's a mini endurance race where you're not going to win the race in the first lap.
Definitely.
Carson,
Keeping clean and just driving on, that's what wins you these types of races.
yep, absolutely. Consistency is always going to be... Carson is now... Oh, he's lost a little bit of time there. He's 4/10 up. He is going to pop this McLaren onto P1 if he continues like this. He knows where to... Oh, that might have been a track limit. I don't know. It has. He's backed out of it. Yep.
Oh no.
Oh, it's not. It's still a valid lap. Oh. No, that was invalid.
It was invalid.
Second last corner, the blue, it just looked like he took a little bit too much there. But Carson absolutely on the case. He knows what he needs to do. He knows what corners he needs to improve on. That was a couple of mighty laps that he's done. Unfortunately, his livery's not loaded, but I don't think, if he gets into a P1, I don't think he really will care. Nefediev is 1.5 seconds up in P9 at the moment. This could really help his case if he can just connect the last couple of corners together. He's got 1 GT2 behind him at the moment, 2 GT2s behind him, so again, you're not just looking forward, you're looking behind you as well. PSUK Esports, it's coming, valid but not faster. We're certainly keeping an eye on him. He's not really improving much. He's in the hundreds at the moment. He's maybe giving time for the tyres to cool down a little bit before going again. We've got less than 10 minutes left of this, and I feel this is all going to go down to the last. See, that was a track limit as well for Nevdiev. So that lap won't count, unfortunately. Like I said, the whole track limits, it's all... There's no rhyme or reason behind it.
P4 is up. Now P5, I mean, is up by 2 seconds.
Bala went down his Porsche. Now that is going to be interesting. That would put him on the first position on the first row of the grid. Just keeps it within track limits. Does he keep it in track limit for that one? 2.5 seconds. I think he might just have. No, he didn't.
No.
It's an invalid lap.
That final few corners there,
They
are tough.
They are catching them out, and unfortunately, I don't think we can. Bear with me a second. I'll see if I can do some jiggery with the camera. No, I don't think I can when I'm in spectator mode, unless I need to go into... Oh. No. No,
You can really see the difference in the BOP here.
yeah.
Or like the McLaren 720 has an additional 22 kilos worth of weight.
Wow.
And something like the Porsche 992 has
That's a lot.
reduced weight by
Oh, right.
24 kilos instead.
Interesting. That'll be why they're so competitive then. What about the 296? Has there been any bop on the 296 for here?
Minus 16 kilos, it seems
All
like.
right, okay.
And the BMW M4 has been given an additional 18 kilos.
We're just keeping an eye on anyone who's improving at the moment. Seville is 800s improving, almost 1/10 now. That would be enough to put them into P1. But it looks like he's starting to lose all the time again. I haven't seen an ugly livery on the Maserati yet. It's just such a nice car. It suits everything.
P37 is up around a second on his best lap so far.
Yes, he is. That's Konov in the Audi, the GT2 Audi. See if you can connect up the last two. So as he comes round there, you see the blue. If you get your inside tyres onto the blue, it's an invalid lap. It's literally a hair's width that you're talking about. 1.2 seconds for 37. It looks like it's an invalid lap as well. Yes, it is the GT2 race. Apologies, I don't know what your name is. If you can help me out on YouTube and let me know what your name is in English, that'd be awesome. But yes, it's a GT2 and GT3 race. We are hosting 6 hours of today, and we've just got 6 minutes left of the qualifying. And again, there are people who are almost a second faster. I mean, Goltsev is almost a second faster in P32 with that Maserati again. So there are times there, and the temperature is going up slightly. Went up 1 degree since the start of qualifying. So yeah, whether that's helping or hindering, I don't know. But he's now almost 5/10. He's slowly losing a little bit of time, but he's still 3/10 up. So this could move him a couple of positions up. No, it was an invalid lap. I wish Race Control would be able to show you if a lap is invalid rather than us trying to guess if it's a valid or invalid lap. But you can already see.
I feel like if they invalidate a lap, Race Control should just blank out Delta entirely.
Yep, absolutely. I think that would have been much easier to do, because it's difficult to try and read all of the times, all of the drivers, and commentate as well on it, because you're just not quite sure about it. Thank you so much for subscribing on YouTube. That's very kind of you. Welcome to the channel. Check out the description below for a link to the Discord, where we have a almost 2,000 person family, one big happy family. At the moment, P7's the only one that's in green, but I think this shows the track limits. This could play into some people's hands, where some people might get drive-throughs, some might then get stop-go 30s. They need to be very careful. 6 hours, you can collect quite a lot of track limits if you're not careful.
Yeah, knowing that you just have a limit of 3 would probably be quite a challenge for a lot of times.
Absolutely.
I know it would be a big challenge for me.
Yep. And me, I'm trying to link 3 valid laps together and push the car is actually quite a difficult thing to do.
If I were driving, you guys would have probably been expecting a drive-through every 3rd lap.
Yeah, and their drive-throughs are generated by the game, they're not generated by stewards. So that's only that, and speeding in the pit lane are the only 2 things that the game issues automatic penalties for. Everybody's in the green now in the top 6, but Solon could pip this into P1 if he can just. He's only oh, that's an invalid lap as well, unfortunately. Yeah, he was 3/10 up there, so he would have got a P1.
The Bill just took over the first place with a 1:27.4.
Wow, what a
Absolutely
time.
rapid out.
That is so fast. And we looked at Seville earlier on because he was going very quick. So this is putting pressure on. And Casson in the McLaren goes P2. The GT3 McLaren with a 1:27.5. He's been threatening to do that for the last few laps, and he has absolutely linked all the corners together. Outstanding. That man deserves a round of applause. Maybe 2 laps left of this. It's a 120. Let's say for people like me, it's a 129 per lap, or even a 130 per lap. Yeah, there's a chance of 2 laps left for these drivers out on track just now. So they're trying to find space. As you can see, 3 cars absolutely piled together there. They're trying to find space on the track. Oh, there's a car pointing the wrong way.
Oh,
Can't park there,
wow,
sir.
wow. That was extremely close.
Yeah, absolutely. Luckily, he held his brakes, so and quickly RTG'd. But yeah, so the likes of that could absolutely destroy a flying lap, and then before you know it, you've only got 1 lap left. You're under pressure to do it, and sometimes the pressure can just get to you. So it can. Seville is actually a bit faster than his previous time. Jarzebowski he's on the charge at the moment with his Maserati. He could be ready to take this back to P1. Carson, something's happened with Carson. He's now, I think he slowed down and then went again, so he maybe had some traffic. He is already faster as well. The top 5 are showing green. It could be anybody's P1 at the moment. No one, I couldn't call this. Could you call it, Ches?
No. I mean, with the pace of these guys and the fact that everybody's improving all the time, it's impossible to tell who's going to end up where.
Absolutely, it really is. So we've got a couple in the pits. We've got P6, P8 and P11 in the pits at the moment, but everyone is showing green. Carson not quite doing anything to be able to get into P1. We're looking at Jarzebowski at the moment, who is doing everything he can. This is going to put him, if it's a valid lap, this is going to put him into P1. He does, and back into P1. So, Mr. Solon, who was in P1 for quite a while, is now in P4. He's losing a lot of time, and he's only going to get 1 more lap to do this. So this is his chance. He's just going to get over the line in time to start his next line.
And Stewarding improved with a 127.3 now.
Oh my goodness. So Jarzebowski thought he'd maybe done it and then got pipped by 0.05 of a second. Solan is in the green, but not enough to put him into P1 at the moment. Everyone else looks to have pitted, so the only people still out in track in top 5 are Seville, Solan and Balawender. That are the only 3. So, at the moment, Balawender is certainly the man on the charge, but we're talking hundredths of a second here, which is outstanding. It's so close. The top...
You just need to be on the throttle like a meter earlier.
Absolutely, or brake just slightly later, and you know, that's all it takes. Solan, the only driver in the green now, as he's coming round. It's not going to be enough unless he can find some time somewhere. If this is a valid lap, he is... I don't think he's going to be enough. I don't even think he's going to be enough to get into P3 at the moment.
No, he's losing time here.
Yeah, and
Oh, he is actually gaining here, it seems like.
He actually gained.
That is 100% invalidated, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So there we go. We have... In fact, I've been talking for ages. Would you like to run through either the top 10 or... I mean, there's 40 cars, so it's... Or 49 cars, so... Have at what you'd like to think. I'm going to take a very quick break and grab a drink.
P1, 2 and 3 consist of Seville, Jarzebowski and Kassan. And honestly, the entirety of top 5 are separated by 0.1 of a second. It's extremely close here. I think we'll see some extremely good battling this race. Let's just see if everybody else agrees with me when I tell you guys. You cannot win a race like this in the first corner. Not in the first lap as well. Probably maybe not in the first few hours. If they keep this close for the entire race, then we will have an interesting race.
And we have the first penalty. We've got a 5-second penalty for car 360.
And 501 as well.
Okay, 501 is Proshnika in P6, and Treble 7 as well has just been handed a penalty. Let me see where they are. Treble 7 is Munshi.
P49 has actually been disqualified.
Oh,
Should we probably say it, or should we keep
Uh,
quiet about it?
it depends if it's controversial or not.
You could take a look for yourself.
I'll have a look. We sometimes need to be careful with what the stewards put in a spreadsheet because, yeah, it's maybe not for public knowledge. Let me just have a quick look and see.
We also do not want to start any controversies, arguments, or
Absolutely, absolutely.
anything like that. So sometimes we keep stuff to ourselves. It's best to probably be a bit conservative about some things.
Absolutely. Right, that's... David, while these guys are fast, they make me cry. Yeah, they are very fast. The GT3s and GT2s, they are just on point, so they are. So I'm just opening up the spreadsheet just now. Yeah, we won't say what it is, but car 34 has been disqualified from the race altogether. Hello, Mr. Here, Mr. Bossman. Yeah, good luck to everybody, absolutely. So, what have we got? We've got, so 501 has got a 5 second for going into the back of 551. 360, just stop him from shouting at me. Car 360 runs into the back of the Toga commentator's car, so they've got a 5 second. Car 777 causing a collision, who's turned into race line into 501. So 501 had the penalty, and now they've been tagged as well, and then we've got the disqualification. So these penalties will obviously be served during pit stops, unless it's the last 10 minutes or so of the race. It'll then get added on to their time at the end. So we have got the formation lap starting, and this is going to be a close battle. I mean, even in the first couple of corners, I can imagine that this is going to be super tight to call either way. We've got people who are very, very fast in both categories, and wow, yeah. 33 people watching. Thank you so much to everybody who's watching. If you are watching on YouTube, please consider smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel. We do live events weekly basis, so yep, please don't miss out on that. Give us a follow on Twitch if you're watching on Twitch as well. We are just watching this to start the 6 hours. The first 2 hours is myself and Ches. Third hour is going to be myself and Zeta. Fourth hour is going to be Hayden and Zeta. Fifth hour is going to be myself and Zeta. And then the last 2 hours will be Ches and Zeta. I think that's how it's working, roughly.
I think so as well.
Yeah. I should know I made it up, but I've got a brain like a sieve at the moment, so as I had alluded to, I mean, these GT2 cars will not have tyre pressures and heat like they would be hoping to in the first couple of laps. Maybe the GT3s can get a jump on them to start with. We're looking at 3 GT3s in the top 10 just now, a Porsche, Ferrari 296 and a McLaren. So I think this is going to be really exciting to watch. Thank you again for watching. We always love your support, love your comments. Drop us a comment, let us know what you think. If you have got a teammate who's racing, let me know who they are. If you've got a team racing, let me know what number they are, and we can always give them a shout out as well. So here we go. Seville is now slowing everything right down until the pack bunches up. A rolling start. I mean, look at that track map. The cars are still going around the fourth last corner. This is crazy. 48 cars in this lineup. let's go into the bumper so we can actually see the green lights. Now, green lights are a lot further down than you'd expect. Halfway down, you can see the red lights at the moment.
48 is actually still in the pits.
Oh,
Wonder if
okay.
he's got to probably press the drive button.
Oh, okay, that's painful. So we're lined up, everyone following a 70 km/h rule, and we will be racing when that light turns green. We go green and we are racing. Race right down to the first hand, heavy on the brakes, get the car in and get in the power. Oh, we've got the pink Maserati going sideways at turn 1. That is not what you want to see. He is dropping places really a lot.
I have seen 3 or 4 cars off track so far.
Okay.
But I still think that we will most likely...
Oh, there's a tag! Oh, Carson gets tagged. Wow, that was painful to watch. So it was. Poor Carson is now fallen down to 8th place from P3. Lolly on Twitch. No, not the CRT Maserati. Unfortunately. Now, oh, a bit of bumping and grinding going on. Look at this. There's a bit of to and fro going on between the yellow and purple Mercedes AMG and the Maserati. At the moment, Seville has managed to eke out a little bit of a gap, but he's got Jarzabowski right behind him. And let's not forget, Jarzabowski is very fast in this car. His teammate is right behind him as well. And then we've got a battle going on further back. Look at this, 2 abreast going into the second last corner. This is very close battling. 2 Mercedes fighting it out, and they've got that Audi behind them as well. And I have
will say that it actually looks like Daryl has got 50 pounds now.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? Yes, Daryl. Mr. Daryl, £50 towards charity, I believe, is it? You need to be very careful about your betting, especially with red flags. So I'm sure Hayden...
I don't know if you remember when we betted
oh, we did, yes.
€1 each.
We did, and we gave it to the air ambulance, which was a charity chosen on Twitch. So Balawender has actually gained. He's up to 7th, but he's obviously, Solan is trying to get himself back up into contention again with that pink Maserati. He's obviously aware GT3s are quicker on the brakes, just going in the defensive and hoping that the power in the GT2 can cause him to fall back. And it looks like that is going to happen. Oh, McLaren, last of the late breakers. It is sometimes difficult to see out of these cars where the car is beside you. You need to be really aware of what is going on, checking the mirrors and everything else. But that McLaren now tucked up behind the Porsche of Balawender. Carson trying to cause himself some problems, putting himself into the mirror of the Porsche. He's now got the Mercedes behind him of Bjorkman. Great exit there from the Porsche, but he's got that GT2 ahead of him, and that GT2 is just going to go sailing off into the sunset. So we've got 2 seconds that split the top 3 at the moment. Everybody is looking... Kogut has just gained some time there. He's up into 12th position in a treble 5 Maserati. So far, top 8 are all GT2s. So it's not quite worked the way we thought. Vacto...
You can also see the car 666, the Toga commentator's car, has gained a good few positions and is
good.
up to 38 now.
That's exciting. Vactol Tenny, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. It's a pleasure to have you in with us today. I hope you've got a comfy seat. I hope Jez has got a comfy seat, because we are here for a good chunk of today, and it's our pleasure to do so. Just having a look where...
I'm sitting comfortably. I'm in a Saab car seat.
Oh, nice. He is well. He also made bread this morning as well, which keeps teasing me about, so... We've got Balawin.
This goes for everybody. DM me if you want a recipe for good
there you go.
Piece of bread you can just make in half an hour.
You watch sim racing and you get a bread recipe. That's amazing. Now, why Taha,
Diversity, what can I say?
Taha just moved out the way of Ballawender and Casson, so I don't know if that was a reason for it, if he just wanted them to get out of his way, so let them go. But there's a real tussle going on between Ballawender and Casson for P8. And it looks like Proshnika is gaining on his teammate. Now these two, I'm assuming, will know each other's driving styles very well. Is there team orders? Should there be team orders at 5 minutes into a 6-hour race? I'm not sure. Alex Withington on YouTube. Why they all red AM drivers, all new players? No, so I don't know. I think that's either ACC or SimGrid who have assigned that, but we have some very, very fast drivers in this race today.
Most likely when the SimGrid event was set up, the creator of the event, I don't know if it was Hayden or who set it up, but they probably didn't specify if there was more than one classification of the cars, of the drivers specifically.
I think what Alex is saying is LFM, if you're a rookie, it shows red. If you're not a rookie, it shows a different colour, so I don't know if that's what Alex means. But no, they're not all new players, it's just the way it's been assigned to it. Osama Knani. Good luck to everybody today. Your team missed on signing up to the race, but we'll be there for the next one. Excellent. I'm sorry that you missed out on that. It's a full pack, 25 GT2s, 25 GT3s that we have here. So this is all getting mixed together into a melting pot. Hallucinin... I don't even know what... Halcyon Xe over on Twitch. Sorry, I've just butchered your name. Thank you so much for the follow. Hal, that's it. We're just renamed you Hal. I'm glad Ches is here to look after me. That's all I'm going to say. But here we have... So, if you're the teammate in the 501, do you sit behind your teammate or do you push and try and get past and maybe have a risk of taking each other out?
I would probably build up a bit of gap, stay in the slipstream, but don't try to do anything stupid in the corners.
Yep.
It's a long, long, long race.
Absolutely. You don't want to collect damage 5-10 minutes into the race and have to carry that.
Especially not from your teammate.
No, I know. That'll be a sore conversation later on. But they need to be careful because they've got a pack of Mercedes coming up behind them as well. In fact, Cronisha has got the 5-second penalty, so at the moment, kind of out of sorts. You can see how close he's getting a better drive onto that straight. And there we go, so he's going to the inside line. Now, this is not the preferred line to get into, but it looks like...
Not something I would ever do, but he sticks it
He
through.
sticks it, and maybe he got told to go for it, but certainly looks like swapping places there. So here's a battle for GT3 at the moment. We've got Ballawender in the Porsche and we've got Casson in the number 9 McLaren. Again, these two battling it out, but having to watch the mirrors because they've got two GT2s behind them as well. Closing up on the braking, but that Porsche just looks like it's got the advantage over the McLaren on the exit speed there as they come down to heavy braking again. You can see the GT2s in the background. They will be closing up. No, Alex, they're not new players, it's just the way the system is. It's not the same LFM classification, if you know what I mean. I think that's what you're trying to get at earlier. PSUK, P1 and GT3 battle is spicy. It's spicy, but it's safe, which is exactly what we want to see. We want to see fair battling, we don't want to see... Oh, and something's happened there. Zygar looked like he lost a couple of places, so let's see if something happened to him there.
Oh, we have a bit of a... Here, like... between the KTM of Leuven and the McLaren of Sattler.
Oh.
A bit of a touch.
And I can see...
Nothing major.
I can see Kogut is moved up into P9 now. So he's now got... Yeah, he's behind Casson. Look at the battle we've got going on behind. You've got a mix of GT2 and GT3 cars all fighting for space on the track. So Koga has managed to move himself up into P10. I wonder if he passed Bjorkman to get that position, but you can see the Mercedes of a GT3 is not giving up the fight with this GT2. Again, under braking he will catch him, but when it comes to the straight line speed, the GT2 will be pulling away, I would imagine. But this has to be a thinking person's battle as well. You need to think about the long game here. Solan looks like he's got past. He has got past Carter to up into P6. Solan trying to claw his way back up into the top 5 positions, and he's set the fastest lap so far with a 129.8. So he's pushing to get that car as far as he can. We've now got Zygar in P4 trying to get past Zarzabowski in the Maserati. Has he managed to make it happen? Both side by sides to go around.
Side by side.
I want to say a round of applause for those two drivers. That was close battling without having to make any contact with each other. I have to say the AMG is more difficult to tell which one's the GT2 and the GT3 over any other car. Like, I genuinely thought it was a GT3 car until I started looking at the leaderboard and realised it was a GT2. Zarzabowski trying to stick to that AMG just now, trying to keep on his bumper, trying not to get him to pull away. Proshnika must be looking in his mirrors, realising his teammate has lost position, and he now has a charging Mercedes coming towards him. We've got Maloney has just gained a place. It looks like he's got past Bjorkman in the Mercedes. Look at the battle we've got going on here. 4-car battle just now. Absolutely tremendous. Again, McLaren.
Ooh, they are close.
Absolutely.
It's a 5-way battle, actually.
It is a 5-way battle. There was one car tucked up so far close to it. It's I couldn't even see it. So again, looking for your braking spot and hammering on it. Get the car rotating, get onto the power, because this is the longest straight you could ever imagine if you don't get on the power soon enough. And look at the Mercedes. Mercedes pulls out to the racing line. Now, having raced on this track before, he has done the perfect thing. The McLaren is in the bad area where it's off the racing line. You need to brake more, you get less of an exit speed. Mercedes absolutely plays a blinder there, so well done to that. Bjorkman back to P12 at the moment. Zarzabowski looks like he's hanging on to the back of Zygar and maybe trying to force an error from him. He needs to be careful. He's got Zeiss behind him in the 888 Mercedes as well. Yeah, absolutely. Is it Alex that's a DNBL over? Is that Alex Hertz? Am I wrong? It is an absolute amazing race so far. Exactly what we thought was going to happen. So many battles going on that we're struggling to keep up with all of the battles. There's actually a 6-car battle coming up, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars all battling for one position at the moment. And the cork in the bottle at the moment is Bjorkman with that Mercedes. He is just trying to eke out a little bit of a gap. As you can see, McLaren moving behind the Audi, further back, trying to move past. In this battle of 6 cars, we've got a GT2 in the middle of the pack. So that's going to be interesting if he can get past. He's in the Audi, which has just moved to the inside line. But again, he just shown himself in the mirrors. Maybe just try and put him off. It is Alex. Alex, is so good to see you. I hope you're doing well, my friend. And again, McLaren losing slightly, but Ericsson has got past the GT2. Let's see if I can see where that happened.
You can also see that P1 Seville he's basically running away with this.
He
He's
is.
almost put himself a 4-second lead.
Yep.
Just 9 laps into a 6-hour-long
that
race.
is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Is he maybe the fastest driver though? And we might see when the driver changes, it might not be quite as quick. Not that I'm saying his drivers are bad or anything like that. I'm just saying that not all team drivers necessarily are as quick as each other. So maybe that's what it is. But Balawinder absolutely pushing this Audi up the hill just now. GT2 versus GT3, and at the moment Balawinder is the fastest GT3 on the track. Look at him tucked right up in the back of that Audi. Let's just see. The GT2 now starting to pull away. You can see the horsepower difference. I can't. Oh, it is a send. It is a send. Oh my goodness. That was a send and a half.
And he makes it through.
He does make it through. I have to say, great driving there from Carter to recognise what was happening there and not turn in on him. He left him enough space because he knew there was nothing he could do about it. But it looks like Carter's taken back that place. He has indeed, through the straight and the sharp right-hand corner. Wow, wow, wow. So we've got Maloney, who's taking...
Balawinder, he's trying to find his way through here.
He is, absolutely.
He makes it stick. He has a lot more downforce than the GT2 cars.
Yep.
He does make it stick.
He absolutely does, and that McLaren is now going to cause issues for Carter as well. Look how close! Oh my goodness! So
This
close.
is racing.
This is racing at his best. He's quicker through the last couple of corners. Obviously, as again, the GT3 is better downforce from the aero package that's on the car. But that McLaren is looking to try and get past that GT2 as well. A little show into the mirrors. Now, if Balawinder can get a good drive out here, he could keep this position right up till the sharp right hand corner for turn 2. We'll call it turn 2. This time a show and not a send, so Carter is looking competitive, but he doesn't look like he's going to be reckless and do a huge send from away back. So a little gap for him.
Also, the GT2s, they do not have the same braking power
They
as
don't.
the GT3
No,
cars.
they have almost road car brakes rather than the kind of what do you call the racing brakes? They're not carbon fibre, but the very strong brakes that they have. They've got drilled holes to allow heat to dissipate. The pads are huge, and the pistons are normally either 4 or 6 pistons on the brake mechanism itself, and it just generates so much braking force, whereas the GT2s maybe have 2 pistons and smaller pads and normal brake discs, which I don't think are drilled, so the heat doesn't... Ceramic, thank you so much, Osama. So it doesn't, the heat doesn't dissipate from the brake disc as quickly as it does on a GT3. Apex Twin, thank you so much.
I once had a friend who was getting slightly into racing, and he asked me what kind of metal the brakes are made of.
Yeah.
And I told him, first of all, they're not metal,
Mm-hmm.
they're ceramic. And he's, with the straightest of faces ever, told me that he always believed they had aluminium brakes.
Oh my god, could you imagine? Aluminium
That would have been
brakes.
something else.
Yeah, first corner, I need new brakes, please.
Yep.
Wow. I
Tries
mean,
to do a bit of brake dragging out
Yeah.
of the pits, and
Oh
all
my
of a sudden they're gone.
you've nothing left. Oh man. Apex Twin, thank you so much for subscribing on YouTube. It's a pleasure to have us here. Have us here? Have you here? If you look at the description
Exactly,
below,
Osama, it's one-time use brakes.
it is exactly. You get one chance to use them, and then that's you for the rest of the race. 6 hours of no breaks. Apex, if you have a look in the description, our Discord link is there for you to join us if you wish. We've got a great community going on, and we can see Solan has got past Zeiss as well. Solan now up into P5. He was one of the quickest drivers we had in the GT2s, so he's trying to make his places back up again. It can be difficult sometimes. Yep, sorry, there you go.
now that you say it, 6 hours of no breaks. That is basically just in the Indy 500, isn't it?
Yeah, that's absolutely is. It's like the McLaren where you need to brake 100 yards before every other car because you know the brakes aren't as good. So thinking about Solan, and I'm assuming it was an issue by himself, he wasn't tagged, but let's go with a thing. He just oversteered on the first corner, there was no contact. How, in your mind, Ches, do you get your head out of that mistake and try and focus back to doing qualifying laps every lap?
It's all about just keeping your head down, understanding that you will make mistakes in such a long race. And mistakes are a part of the learning curve. You can't get anywhere if you don't make mistakes, and you have to learn how to adapt. You have to learn how to get back into the groove. It's hard sometimes, but just keep your head down and keep going. Yeah,
absolutely. And we see Zeus has actually got past Solan again. So this is a tit for tat. GT2's slugging it out for what is basically 4th position. Zygar now getting a bit of a look of a Mercedes in his wing mirror there. Solan is so close as well. This literally, that looked like he had to get out the brakes there, and that's going to allow Solan to get past. It looked like Zeus outbraked Zygar and ended up having to pull out of the corner, which then caused the issue that Solan could get past. So Solan back up into P5 at the moment. They have Ballawender right on their back bumpers as well. I'm assuming that McLaren's a back marker at the moment, so the Porsche is the one that's fighting, and he is the fastest driver in the GT3s. Casson, good to see Casson P9 at the moment, but he's 2nd in the GT3 classification. I mean, Seville, 4 seconds. He's up to 5 seconds now, so they're obviously, it's a concertina effect where Seville will go into one of the sharp corners, slow down, lose loads of time, and then he accelerates as the second car goes slow into the corner, so it causes issues. But he's roughly about 5 seconds ahead clear at the moment, while we've got this battle still going on. Having a look further down the field, we've got a battle here. We've got the BMW M4 fighting on the Maserati ahead of it. Again, the Maserati just looks beautiful in any colour, but these three are fighting for P16 at the moment. And then just behind him we've got Panchenko as well, who's fighting against a fellow McLaren driver for P19. Wow, there's a big train right behind them as well. Osama, thank you so much for subscribing, that's very kind of you. Again, the same as Apex, if you have a look in the description below, you'll see there's a Discord link if you want to join our community. O2 Zaire on Twitch, thank you so much for the follow, it's very kind of you as well. There hopefully will be a Discord link, if not I'll put one into the chat later on for you to be able to join. Osama, brake wear is very high in this track. It would be interesting to see if people change brakes mid-race or use thicker brakes. Oh, that is a good point. That is a very good point. I mean, I only did a 30-lap stint just to see how I felt, but I know my teammate Davida did a 440 race stint on full race fuel. And he didn't actually say there was any issues with the brakes, but that's a KTM. Who knows? Who knows? It's always a challenge deciding what brakes you're going to go for, whether you go for the endurance brakes, which are, as Osama says, thicker, where you'll get more wear out of it for a longer period of time, but they're not as grippy as the smaller, the thinner brakes, which are more grippy, but they wear quicker over time.
So the rule of thumb that I normally use is, if it's anything over a 12-hour race, I normally do a brake swap. Otherwise, you are usually pretty good to go. For a 6-hour race, I don't think you'll need to change your brakes. But it's gonna be interesting to see if people have gone for brake pad 1 or 2 here.
Yeah.
Which is obviously sprint or endurance brakes.
Yep, absolutely. And thank you for that, because it is interesting to think about. It's not something, unless you're a driver or a racer, you know what's in the mindset of teams, and again the team needs to cater for all three drivers. So if you've got one that's heavier on the brakes than the other one, then it's a whole balancing act for that. But we've got this battle going on. I'm just keeping an eye on the top view. Solan has actually got back up to Zygar, and it looks like he's just trying to be a menace and just trying to put him off by being so close to him. We know Solan is quick, but it's a different case in race spec whether he can get past that Mercedes. He's losing time to P1, 2 and 3 while he's behind the Mercedes, so this is going to be interesting. Very, very close onto the back, into the heavy braking, onto that curb, and it looks like Mercedes a bit of oversteer there, but the Mercedes is able to keep that. The torque of that Mercedes is just outstanding. I actually think it's less horsepower than the Maserati, slightly, and we're only talking 10, but oh, he gets heavy over the curb there as it's full on all the way down. Can he get a toe that's enough that you can maybe have a look up the inside? I don't think. Yeah, you see, Mercedes thought about it for a minute, but Solan absolutely had that. I don't think he had any intention of outbraking and sending their torpedo. Carter has got past, or sorry, Casson has got past Carter in that GT2. So Casson Wright is the next person behind Ballawender. So these two could end up fighting for P1 of GT3, which will be really interesting as well, in amongst all the GT2s that's there. It's I think these battles are going to continue throughout the day. I really don't think we're going to see a spread over a period of time, not with everything that's going on. We've got a battle going on for P14 at the moment. We've got Erdos in the 296, and we've got Dyer, who is in the Maserati, fighting for that position. Are you surprised, Ches, to see the two GT3s in the top 10?
Yeah.
I would say so as well.
I actually thought the GT3s were gonna absolutely dominate. In the pits of the race, and it's Perchineka.
That is interesting.
The
That is
Maserati 501.
oh, so that's
we have actually two pits. Two
And-
cars in the pit.
that's only 30 minutes. Not even coming up to 30 minutes gone now. So interesting. Got a few places getting.
Already lost places. He's
Oh, we've
now
got
down in P21.
we've got a Maserati facing the wrong way here. So let's see what's happened. Oh, has he got tagged by the Audi? No, surely not. Going into. Oh, he has been tagged by the Audi. So the Audi, there was space left on the inside. The Audi's put its nose in, and the Maserati's closed the door. Let me know in the comments below if you think that's a racing incident, or do you think there's somebody at fault? Was it the Audi that was at fault, or the Maserati should have left some more space? But the Maserati is certainly losing some ground. Erdos has actually got past Artem Menko as well, so the Mercedes losing out to the 296 so far. It's a great looking livery that's on that car, but it's a huge.
Seville is just absolutely running away with it.
Oh,
10
man.
seconds to the guy behind now.
Yep. Carter looked like he was losing places hand over fist there, and I just wondered what was going on. These two McLarens still slugging it out, still nothing between them at the moment. Both taking the same line, both cars obviously the same engine. It's going to be down to setup, who's got a different setup to the other one, but so many battles raging on at the moment. Ballawender is right behind Zeiss in that Mercedes. I don't know whether Zeiss hasn't overtaken him, so Ballawender is fighting with the GT2 for P5 overall for the race. He's not slowing down at all. He knows that Casson is chasing him in the number 9 McLaren, who's 5 seconds behind him at the moment, but that can all change, as we know, from this point. I mean, you're absolutely right, Ches. I mean, Seville is just off into the distance, 13 seconds now. a gap between him and Jarzabowski. So Solan is up to P4, and he looks like he's trying to get Zygar now as well, so that would bring him back up to P3, which is a great start considering the terrible corner number 1 that he had. Oh, the Porsche!
Oh, there's a tiny bit of contact there.
Wow, it did look like it.
It
It did look like it. And again, comes down to the power, the braking power difference. Ballawender, look, he's got a cleaner run here. Can he get tucked up behind that big Mercedes wing?
Not a chance.
Nah, GT2 is just stretching its legs, just getting away so much quicker. Again, this must be frustrating Ballawender because he's getting close at times, and look how close he gets under braking there. But he can do nothing about it as the GT2 drives off. So this is what we were talking about earlier on. We have now got a plethora of penalties coming in for that. Have you got the spreadsheet open, Ches?
I don't.
Right, I've got to open. I will read out the car numbers to you and you can let the viewers know what it is. Let me see. So, we've got two 5-second penalties for car treble 8. That's colliding with 297.
That must be quite some time ago, because working each other for the moment, not that much.
Okay, yeah, it was 10 seconds into the start of the race. I'm just starting from the start.
Yeah, okay. 297 is almost touching with car double 8 here for battle for P3. It's Solan and Zygar.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is intense. I wonder if we'll try to dive up the inside here. Cannot make any mistake there. Let's see if we want to go for a good run here. But that Mercedes is just running away from him here. Yeah, you can keep going.
Yep. Unfortunately, car treble 6, the Toga commentator's car, has got a 5-second penalty for driving into car 94. Car 134 has got a 5-second penalty for colliding with 921. Car number 7 has got a 15-second penalty for a collision with car 531.
Oh wow, that's going to be hard to get back from.
Yep, that's a painful one, that one. Car 721 has got a 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags, which resulted in a collision with 531. In fact, yes, that's correct. So 10 seconds for 721. 15 seconds for car 53, missing the braking zone and spinning car 112. Again, that's a hefty one, a close-up Porsches. A 5-second penalty for car 19 for sending a torpedo on car 322. 5-second penalty for car 40, which is car 531. Car 531 seems to have a target on its bumper today. Isn't it in the wars? We've got a 15-second penalty for car 81, causing a collision with car 40. 15 seconds for car 82. That's for causing a collision with car 22. And then the rest are... oh no, actually there's more. Car 53 has got a 10-second penalty. Drives into the back of car 211. There's a 10-second penalty for car 123 for careless driving against 322. Oh my goodness, we've got 10-second penalty for car 921, causing a collision with 39. Got 10 seconds for car 500, trying to force a way through with car 88. Car 500 has got another 10 seconds, so that's 20-second penalty. Again, try and force, so I don't know if that's maybe just a duplication, but that looks like 20-second penalty for car 500. Oh, we've got Mercedes sideways. Ooh, that was so close. That was so very close. I'm going to try and get back. Let's do
Solan and seized makes a bit of contact. It will be interesting to see what the stewards has to say about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would
So,
not surprise me.
so
The stewards aren't happy, by the way. Hello, by the way.
Hello, the stewards are not happy. Yeah, you have got quite a spreadsheet going on.
The stewards are not happy. I don't want to ruin your parade, jump on your parade. Hello, everybody, by the way. How are you doing? I hope you enjoy the first 30 minutes better than we are in the stewards box. I just want to put it out there to all drivers that are watching. Please, please, please calm yourselves down a little bit. We don't want to disqualify people from the race because we all want everyone to have a good time and enjoy it. We know it's the first race, official race essentially, that I've seen at the Red Bull Ring since the new update. Plus with the mixed category class, please be careful. We are now at a point now where the spreadsheet is now not synced, so we're not doing live stewarding anymore. It's all done via the incident form. So everybody who's racing, please use that going forward. But please, 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 guys, be careful. We are really trying not to disqualify people from the race, but there is some questionable driving standards out here, and we don't tolerate it here at Toga Motorsport. And I hate to moan, and I'm really sorry for moaning, but it's just an observation. We're only half an hour in, and yeah, just be respectful that we got 5.5 hours left to go. Still plenty to happen for the rest of this race.
Absolutely.
Sorry for jumping in.
No, absolutely. And that's the thing. So, do you want to explain to the viewers who maybe don't understand what the stewards do, how the stewards find out about any contact on the track?
Yeah, sure. So for our endurance racing, what we like to do is we like to have the first 30 minutes of our endurance race live stewarded. And what we mean by that is we have an application called Race Control, which I'm assuming 99.9% of people have used before, and that basically logs every contact made between two or more drivers on track. So what we do then in a steward's box is for the first 30 minutes, we'll see all those contacts come in, and then we will review the penalties and dish out any penalties that we see fit. 99.9% of the time it's racing into a bit of door banging, no further action, but especially today there has been, like I say, some questionable driving standards between certain part of our drivers. So after 30 minutes, we post in the server to say, look guys, there's no more live stewarding. It goes to report base, and then what we do is allow teams, because obviously it's an endurance race. Well, most of the time it's in a team event. I could just see someone. Well, I'm a little bit behind on the stream. I can see someone gone around. We leave it down to the teams to decide. We let the teams choose whether or not they want to log a contact, and then we're basically sitting there waiting for a report to come in, and then we'll go away, look in the replay, and then dish out a penalty accordingly. So that's what I mean about live stewarding. It's a very, very tricky thing to do. We try and have our UN hat on, and we try and be as diplomatic and as fair as possible between each driver. And obviously today we have a bit of a crossover where we've got certain stewards racing in today's race, so they can't look after certain contacts because it could be looked at as discrimination between other drivers and their team. So it's even harder today. Yeah, it's even harder today. So that's what we mean by the stewarding spreadsheet, and that's how we run it. And we found that actually it works really well, especially on non-endurance events. It's always linked. The spreadsheet's always linked. So we haven't got to worry about looking out for contacts between any drivers. For the most part, it's also logged for us. But if any driver does have a gripe with any penalty that they've had or will get in today's race, please don't use the live chat or the Discord chat for that. Just open a ticket with us, because we want to make sure that we get it right. And if you have a problem, we'll happily sit there and explain it to you, the reasoning why we've decided to give you team, or we've given a certain driver a penalty for a particular reason. So don't feel like you have to moan about it. Please be honest and open with us, and we'll give you a reasoning of why we've decided to give you a penalty for that particular incident.
Yep.
And I'll shut up now.
It's no, not at all. It's a very thankless task, and I've said this before, and I'll always say it. The stewards, like the commentators, are giving up their own time to do this, and they're racing in between stewarding, which is not easy to do, and then they just get moaned at by everybody. You know, nobody really likes stewards because they give out penalties. They look at things with a very cold mind, which you have to. But as Hayden says, we're very open that if a steward is racing in the race, they cannot deal with any incidents that involve them or their team or any teammates, so that it can all be open and transparent about how things are dealt with from that. And I understand you get hot-headed sometimes, you get in an incident and you're absolutely, oh my God, why did he do that? But then in a cold light of day, you look at it and go, oh, I closed the door on him, or, you know. Yeah. So it's always a way of defusing the situation from that. So yeah, you are very, very busy guys. I hope your Greg's packages have arrived.
Yeah, they're on their way. They're on their way. And also, I just wanted to say, across both platforms, we are pushing 50 viewers.
Wow!
So absolutely insane between both platforms. If you're watching us, you've probably said this a million times. We are only now 2 followers away, by the way, on Twitch for 500 followers. So if you're watching us over on Twitch, that you're not following us, do drop us a follow. And alternatively, if you're watching on YouTube, we've had an insane amount of subs as well today. If we keep smashing the like on the video, that'll keep pushing the video out to more and more people, and hopefully we'll get some more and more eyes on this, because every second that's watched obviously really helps us, our channel, gain ad revenue, which obviously then in turn gets us more servers and blah 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 blah. So yeah, anything you can do to help us, that would be absolutely fantastic. Sorry for the plug, I'll shut up now.
Oh man, no problem at all. Yeah, absolutely. Arnius 67, he's driving out of his skin. Absolutely driving out of his skin. I don't know. I mean, he's up in P4 overall. That is not something to be sneered at. However, Casson has absolutely caught up with him, so I don't know if the GT2 battling and the back markers have caused Balawinder to get slowed up. I know he was fighting with the Mercedes in front of him, but wow, we're in for a battle here for the first place.
I think so. I think it's very interesting to watch the GT2 and GT3s battle if they're not battling for position.
Yes,
because the speed is ridiculous. The GT2s pull away, but then the GT3s are back up again in the corner in speed. So it's very, very interesting to see. And I can't believe that actually we've got the top 3 are GT2s, but 4 and 5 you've got sandwiched GT3s in there. So it's extremely interesting.
It just shows how quick the drivers are we have in this race. I mean, 127s, they were top 5 or top 6 were in the 127s, with only hundredths of a second between them. It was absolutely outstanding.
That is insane.
And I have to say,
me and Max said earlier, we've said it plenty of times today, but the GT2s have been extremely surprising today.
Yeah.
What, in terms of pace, you mean?
Yeah.
We genuinely thought they would run off with it, and the GT3s would maybe be 15th or 16th. You know, we didn't expect to see such a hard battle going on between them. Thank you, Mustafa, on YouTube for the subscribe. That's very kind of you. The link to Discord is in the description. Go and have a look at it and come join our family. Dave Adams is
on Twitch.
499. We just need one more. Who's going to be our 500th follower on Twitch? But yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And I have to say, I know Hayden's here and I know Hayden's the boss, but it's easy to forget that there's a lot of stuff goes on in the background, and if it wasn't for Hayden organising stuff, most of these races wouldn't happen. So it's through his own time and effort that he's doing this. He started this community from nothing, and we've all jumped on board to help him, and because we believe and are passionate about the same things. So we have to say a thank you to Hayden as well for that.
You're too kind. I'll send you that check in the post later. It was a bit touch and go earlier because obviously there's this bug now with the Nissan. So whoever car 81 is, I don't know if you've got them on screen, but they need a massive pat on the back. I think it was 81. They had to do a last minute car swap to come out of the Nissan and go into
right, okay.
into the McLaren, because essentially it was either them swap car or we don't race.
Right,
because
okay.
the Nissan was causing the problem with the driver swap scenario. Thanks, Kunos, for the update. It's caused the problem. So, yeah, thanks to Car 81 for the driver swap. They weren't best pleased about it. I wouldn't be if that was me.
Yeah.
They have got 15 seconds worth of penalties already, which is quite embarrassing as well. But still, we hit 500.
We have
Callum Morgan.
Callum
yeah,
Morgan.
let's go.
Thank you
Callum.
so much, Callum. 500 subscriber. Come on.
Let's go.
Let's see how many more we can get today.
That's insane.
It helps keep me in a job, because obviously Mr. Hayden looks at the stats and goes, "No, you don't have enough subs. Come on, get more." He doesn't. I'm joking.
I'm joking. But yeah, no. So shout out to Car 81.
Fired if he doesn't reach 10.
Nah,
yeah, exactly.
Never.
I get a written warning.
Never. But I need to go and rest my voice, because I need to go and do some dad things as well.
Okay.
I'll be back in an hour, in fact, won't I? To do the
yes, 4:45. Yes.
Yeah. So you'll have to hear, unfortunately, part of my voice for an hour. Am I with Zeta, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Okay, cool. Okay, at least there's someone that knows what they're talking about in commentary.
That's why Ches is here. He's my carer.
Brilliant. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for what you're doing so far. Obviously, you need to get yourself, Mac, prepared for your stint. Ches, you're not racing, are you? You're racing with Mac, aren't you?
No.
Oh, you're not? Oh, wow.
No,
okay.
that was a bit awkward, and yeah.
Oh, okay. It's a bit.
It's okay. I'll deal with it.
To approach. Oh, okay. Rip. Ches, perhaps you can get yourself down into the steward's box and help stewarding a bit later on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm joking.
No, honestly, I can do it.
I'm joking. Right, guys, I need to dip. Thank you so much, everyone, so far, and yeah, you'll hear my annoying voice in a little while with Zeta, who's obviously way better contact than me. But anyway, I'll speak to you guys in a bit.
Okay, take care, buddy.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, Callum Morgan on Twitch.
I don't know if it's just me, but I'm seeming to have a bit of rubber banding effect.
Oh, are you? On the
on the race server.
All right. Okay. I haven't noticed too much.
Pop in again. No, it's extremely laggy. It's like all the cars except the one that I'm focusing on just rubber bands all the time.
That's interesting.
Oh, by the way, Mac, I'm gonna send you a little link in DMs that you can take a look at whenever you have time.
Okay. Callum Morgan on Twitch. As a thank you, you can let the car number 9 PS UK car win since you're in the team. I'll see what I can do. Belgium Racing Team on YouTube. Good luck all. See you next week at the charity spa. Race at Spa, 10 hours. Looking forward to it, you guys at BRTs. Take care. Sorry, Ches, I cut you off there.
Oh no, it's just the link that I sent you regarding the capture card situation.
Oh, right, okay. Excellent. We've got so many battles still going on. Casson, I mean, these two are now fighting for P1 and GT3 class. And Ballawender just doesn't... I mean, he is looking at third place overall, and he's challenging the GT2 for it, but it's... literally, if you take your eyes off the leaderboard for 1 minute, you're going to miss about 6 battles that's going on. And, ooh, 2 Maseratis against the AMG, almost colliding together. Let's have a look at how close. Can that Maserati get up into the wing of the AMG? I have to say the GT2 AMGs have got so much power in their engine, they just seem to, in the straights, drive away from the other GT2s.
Seems as though my race control has crashed.
Oh.
As P1 has just been given a stop-go 10.
Oh! Wow. Give me a second. That must be... surely, what car number is 500? Okay, so overly aggressive, blocking another car. That's what the stop-go 10 is. Okay. So this is, I mean, this is, although it's technically not live stewarding, the stewards are still working away issuing penalties. It's now went up to 20-second penalty. Jarzbowski.
Wow.
That is playing right into Solan's hands, who is now in P2. He's went from P2 down to like P12 and has fought his way back up to P2. Dr. Uerbach, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. It's very kind of you. Have a look for Toga Motorsport in Discord if you are looking for a sim racing community that do live streams like this. Wow, this is really interesting how this is all starting to work out. Let me have a look in the stewards again just to see if there's another so we now have, because we're now nearly 1 hour into the race, the live stewarding has stopped, but they will still be dealing with incidents as it comes in. It's just a ticket based system rather than on the spot. I'm looking to see what the other penalties are for 500, and I'm not seeing. Alright, okay, so 500. Oh, that's looking like a stop. Wow, 40 seconds. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Holy mackerel. So, I don't know, do they go into a different spreadsheet after live stewarding?
I don't know, actually. I haven't been a part of. Oh, Solan's going on the inside up to P1 here.
He absolutely is. He's now taking that. I wonder if
I don't think Jarzbowski's gonna put up much of a fight here, knowing the penalty he has.
Not knowing he's got 40-second penalty now. Zeiss in P3's got 10 seconds, so really Solan has got, his next competitor is a Porsche GT3 of Ballawender due to those issues, and Maloney gets a 15-second penalty as well for that. That is wow. So can Solan now
20 actually for
it's
Maloney.
went up to 20. Wow. Ballawender is looking to try and get past and trying to take Zeiss so he can get up to P3, but it's not happening at the moment. But Solan is looking like he's stretching his legs a little bit, trying to get away. So where's Seville, who was a race leader for so long? I don't obviously
think he's in the car anymore.
No. So let me see. No. This is the thing about race control. It doesn't actually tell you either about the team, or you just have to start flicking through things to try and catch what's going on. But we've got a huge 3-car battle at the moment. 4-car battle. I'm assuming I think the McLaren's a back marker. You see the Mercedes flashing its lights, trying to ask them to move over politely. As they do, well done to that driver in the McLaren for doing that. So 3-car battle with the Bjorkman, who is at the back of the 2 GT2s. So he's looking to try. This is a bit. I keep saying this is a very close battle. Everything's a really close battle just now. Pacheco is just. He's overtaken, it looks like maybe the back marker as well of the McLaren. So, in fact, no, that's a change in position. So 12 for Panchenko. This really has turned the whole thing on its head. Solan is almost 1 second ahead of Jarzbowski, and will be coming up to the driver swaps and pit stops real soon. 65 minutes is a maximum driver stint for one stint they can do. So even if they're doing a double stint, they still need to come in and they still need to change tyres and add fuel and things like that. These cars, I don't know about the rest of the GT2s, but the KTM is a 120 litre tank it has. So, and I think it's a 2.7 litres per lap, roughly. So it's quite a time for it. So yes, I've got just 45 minutes left before Hayden takes over and I'll go for a rest. I'll then be back for an hour, and then I'll be double stinting in our commentator's car as well. So Zygar got past there. It looks like maybe Bjorkman got past. No, it was... Oh, I'm so... Ches, you're going to have to help me out here. I'm getting so confused now with everything that's going on. I can't believe everybody is so close. Even in the top 20, they're so close to each other. It's like every lap is a battle to either get past a car or defend to keep a car behind you.
Yes, Bowski's 40-second penalty has been converted to a 20-second stop and go.
Okay. That, yeah, I suppose that is being fair rather than 40 seconds sitting at the stop go 20. But does that mean he then needs to go back out and come back in to pit the next lap?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So, as somebody that's done endurance, how exhausting is it fighting for like an hour at a time with other cars?
It all depends on the... in all honesty, it depends on the track itself. You have tracks like Spa where you always have to be alert. There's basically no place for you to rest. You don't have any long straights where you can just catch your breath for a second, except for like the camel straight.
Yep.
But then you have tracks like these where you have 3-4 longer sections of road where you can kind of catch your breath a bit.
Ooh. There's contact there between Balawender and Carson. Sorry to cut you off there. These two are absolutely slogging it out. It looked like Carson was getting past and Balawender kind of just a tap. I don't think there'll be anything from it. I think it's more just a trading paint. But now Carson is the top leading GT3 driver with Balawender behind him.
Well.
He is doing awesome. He was a lot further down in the pack again. He had a bit of an incident that caused him to lose places, but he's brought himself right back up. His teammates must be absolutely over the moon. It's the same as Solan. Solan has now got an 8-second gap. He has created that.
E17 has been given a drive-through. Could that be for track limits?
Yeah, that'll be track limits, that one. So that'll be the game generated rather than steward generated.
I'm not sure Jarzembowski is either doing a pit stop or serving his penalty. He is leaving the pits now. We'll see if that was a driver swap or what's going on here. It didn't seem like he was in the pits for 20 whole seconds though.
Yeah.
Nope, that was the penalty actually.
So that's him served the penalty. So he's clearing his feet before handing the car over to the next driver, or he's doing a double stint, but he wanted to get that cleared as soon as possible so he knows he's fighting on track for the thing. Doctor, we're back. Thank you so much for the Prime subscribe as well. It's very kind of you. We much appreciate your support. Thank you so much.
That is something that I can tell you from the perspective of someone who's done quite a few longer races now, that being handed a car that has a penalty on it, that's not fun at all.
No.
I'd rather have previous drivers serve that before handing the car over to me.
Sorry, I'm making silly noises again with two Maseratis making contact with each other into the sweeping left-hand corner. It wasn't pretty to watch. No, you're absolutely right, and I dare say someone who hands a car over that has got damage on it as well will probably be frustrating. Do you fix it or do you just leave it and go out with the damage that's on it?
I normally just fix it. No need to run a car that has damage if we're already in the pits.
Especially if it's an aero damage on a track like this where, you know, aero, whether it's on the straights or the corners, means so much. You're going to lose so much time with a damaged car. It's absolutely, I would completely agree with you there, Ches.
Something similar to that scenario actually happened to me in a, I think it was a 4-hour Spa race a little over a year ago now. I was in a car, I had some aero damage, and I had to actually brake for a rouge, something
Oh,
that the
did
drivers
you?
did not expect me.
Oh no.
That caused me to get punted and
Oh man.
violently hit the wall with an hour left of the race.
Oh, that's soul destroying. Absolutely soul
It
destroying.
really was.
Yeah. While we've been talking, Casson has been passed by Ballawender. Ballawender is now P3 overall. Casson is not letting him go quietly. He's 0.2 behind him. And we've actually got Bjorkman in his Mercedes AMG GT3 in 6th place. Top 6, 3 GT2s and 3 GT3s. I didn't expect to be saying that today. I have to admit, I thought GT2s would be all over the top 10 easily. So,
I'm gonna leave you alone.
yep, no problem.
Take care of some things.
Yep, no problem. Daryl, you owe 50 quid, by the way. Hi guys, you're on the TV in the staff room. Say hi to everyone. Hello, everyone who works with Daryl. Apologies, you need to work with them. We're really sorry. We'll send some gifts to you. Just remind Daryl he owes charity 50 quid. There was no red flag at the start of the race, so please keep him in check about that. I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope you're not working too hard. I doubt Daryl works hard at all, but you know, it's one of these things. So, back to the racing. I'm just amazed. We've got a couple of people pitting. We've got Instaman pitting. We've also got Jarzbowski has come back into the pits to, that's either to fuel and change driver or just to fuel and get back out again. So he's had to serve his stop-go 20 and now he's back into the pit. So again, that's going to lose him even more time. But Casson absolutely on the back bumper of this Porsche again, trying to find a way to get past, as well as stay out the way of any GT2s that are coming their way. But these two GT3 drivers are so fast that they are keeping up with the fastest GT2 drivers. Heavy braking, turn in and get the car on the power as soon as they can. Davida, you missed the part of the briefing where they said how to report incidents. So there's a link in Discord. The file form in Discord, not a normal ticket, right? Yes, there's a Google form you fill in on the, I'm sure it's under the section of Red Bull 6 Hour. There's a report incident. You just go into the Google form, fill out the details and send it, and the stewards will get that instead of the ticket. Casson and Ballawender, I have to applaud these two drivers. They are absolutely amazing for what they're doing. They have continued to battle not only with each other but with other cars to stay in the top 3, top 4 position for now 1 hour and 3 minutes. This must be coming up to the last lap. 65 minutes is the longest driver stint you can have. So it'll be interesting to see who else pits. Solan hasn't pitted, Zeiss has not pitted, Zygar hasn't, Carter hasn't, Kogut and Panchenko all haven't pitted yet. So Zeiss has now pitted. He's got 10-second penalty that he needs to deal with when he comes into that pit, which will feel like an eternity. So it will. We've got Dimitrov. Sorry if I butchered your name. He's managed to get past the other McLaren. Let's see if we can go back to see what happened. He's maybe passed already. Oh no, so the black and yellow McLaren goes wide. Oh no, he's managed to keep it. So he must have passed on the previous corner to that. Kogut and Carter now into the pits, as is Cuss in the 296. So it looks like people are now starting to pit. Maloney is in for the pits as well. Maloney had quite a amount of penalties to deal with as well. Yeah, and another KTM of Lewin is now in the pits as well. You can see 2 Audis behind him also coming in to pit. So again, Casson's got past. Casson must have got past Ballawender just before the pit straight, the pit stop. Has something oh, Balawinder gets really bad oversteer going in onto the apex, and that's allowed Casson to get past exactly when both of them are about pit. Goes defensive going into the the second last corner, and then both of them going into the pits at the same time. Now I did say a bit of courtesy indicate, but in the heat of the moment, top 5 have now pitted. Balawinder, Solon, Zygar, Zeiss and Casson and Pacheco have all pitted. Taha now coming into the pits as well. Bjorkman, he must be very close to pitting as well. We're coming up to the first hour and 5 minutes gone, which will be the limit for driver stints. Now it'll be interesting because we now have different names to talk about, but same cars. So I'm just looking, Solan is still, he's going to come out still ahead. Balawinder has been promoted to P2, Casson been promoted to P3 as the two of them come out onto track. So we now have one GT2 and 2 GT3s in the top 3. This is absolutely set up to be an outstanding race. Zeiss back out as well on track. Bjorkman looks like he's back out as well. Carter back out. Zygar, Dixon, Kogut. Everybody out, back on and set for their driver stint next. I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know in the chat. Colhoun, sorry if I've said that wrong. Thank you so much for the follow over on Twitch. That's very kind of you. I don't know if the alert came up on screen or not, but thank you for the follow. It's very kind of you to do so. You'll find Toga Motorsport if you search it on Discord, and we've almost 2,000 members in our community. So at the moment the top 9 are spread out quite a bit. I mean there's 10 seconds almost between 3rd and 4th. So let's have a look further back and see what we can find. There's a few battles going on further down. We've got Ericsson in the McLaren in P23. He's got the Maserati G20, the GT2 just ahead of him. We've got this battle going on behind. McLaren on Porsche, which is almost the exact same as what we've been watching already. McLaren pulls out the way. I believe that McLaren is probably a back marker. We've got Porsche of the Hanios, who is... Thank you so much to Krakat for the follow on Twitch as well. You are all amazing people. Thank you so much for watching, following. Leave something in the chat to let me know how you think the race is going. Do you think there's a potential driver of the day already, or do you have a teammate or a team that's racing? We've got Tiggy in the Audi GT2 trying to get past another fellow Audi GT2 of Silyav. This is a fight between McLaren and Maserati. Did you ever think when ACC first came out you'd hear words like that being said? I certainly know I didn't. There's a lot, so I'm assuming there's somebody's pitted. Ericsson's pitted, and Hilleman has pitted as well, so it looks like everyone has pitted within the driver stint window, which is exactly what we want to see. We don't want to see penalties for things like that. That Maserati absolutely on the back of the other Maserati, chasing down onto the first corner. 25 seconds for Erdos in car 921. Now our spreadsheet I think the stewards go into a different spreadsheet when it comes to the race. I'm just going to dip in to see if there's anything here. Yeah, don't see anything at the moment, but I'm sure the stewards will tell us all about it from that. So we've had PS UK in the Twitch chat earlier on today. So PS UK originally started as a car club called Pit Stop UK, but during COVID they moved to online racing, starting off in Forza Motorsport and eventually ACC/iRacing, all of which they are competitive. So there you go, there's a little insight to the PS UK. Now I have a bit of inside knowledge that the car Treble 6, the Toga commentator's car, Zita is doing a double stint. So let's big up poor Zita, who will be going from a double stint into commentating as well. So she will be exhausted after that. Again, Treble 5 car could just not get past the other Maserati. These cars must be so closely set up, the same. There's nothing between them at the moment. I'm glad to see there's been close fighting without some really silly moves being made. There's been a couple that's been made. The stewards will probably think I'm watching a different race to them, but certainly from my point of view it's been awesome racing. So we've got the Ferrari, the 296, and there's a commentator's car just about. So Zita had to pull out because the Mercedes had slowed on the exit, and then the 296 had nowhere to go but into the back of the KTM. So there'll be a bit of damage on the car when Davida jumps in it in the next stint. But poor Zita having a bit of a bump going on. Gut is quite close to Dixon, so again these two have swapped places. So they have. So Kogut has managed to get past. In fact, sorry, Dixon has managed to get past Kogut up into 8th position. Now, can he drive away from the sister Maserati? Oh no, it doesn't look like it. It looks like Kogut has got a better drive out of that. Dixon automatically goes to the defensive line, which is going to cause him issues coming up to the next corner. Hard on the brakes as both Maseratis turn side on with each other. No contact made, but they do now have a McLaren, and Kogut makes that stick against Dixon. So can he now, this sounds horrible, but can he use the McLaren GT3 as a bit of a blocker? No, he can't. He's got past. Now this is interesting because I'm assuming that's a back marker as well, the Maserati, as he moves out the way as well. So thank you for that good bit of driving. A little bit of a gap now.
Have I missed anything?
No, you've missed nothing, mate. I've just been just killing time for you coming back. Oh, so we have, let's have a look at this. We have a change of position. Dexter Cray has been taken. Oh, it's a bit of a bump from Ballawender. Oh, and you can see the flash of lights. I don't think Mr. Cray's very happy about that at all. Pierre, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. It's very kind of you. If you search Toga Motorsport on Discord, you'll get our beautiful community in there. Davida, you can tell Zita is trying her best and doing an amazing job avoiding dangerous people and letting past faster traffic. It can be easy for her, and she ended up with a punt just a couple of laps ago. Sometimes people are just too aggressive. Yeah, absolutely. They're driving as if it's a 1 hour race when it's actually, there's 4 hours and 45 minutes left for that. Yeah, sorry, you did miss a few things, but the main thing that you've missed is the GT3 of Ballawender is now P1 in this race.
Yeah, he's been driving that car to the absolute limits for these past
and maybe
just over an hour now.
Maybe a bit too aggressive at times when he basically bump drafted Dexter in that pink Maserati, but you can see the difference. Look at the gap he's got already. And Donaldson, is that Donaldson in position? No, it's not. So that's a back marker that's behind Dexter Cray at the moment. It's not someone challenging. But top 3 at the moment, P1 and P3 are GT3 cars. I'm just going to let that sink into everybody. Garcia, Hume, thank you so much. Hello, how you doing? I hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying the coverage so far. That is, I never thought I would be saying that, Ches, of a GT3 in first and third.
Me neither. On paper, the GT2s look so much stronger for this track due to, as we can see on the track map, the many straights here.
Yeah. I wonder
The
if
GT3s have done a surprisingly good job.
they have. I wonder if it would be a different story in Monza, where it is more
Probably.
out and out speed than anything else. But this track has absolutely thrown caution to the wind for everybody. Everybody's all over the place, and I mean that in a good way. With the battles that's going on, we've got Dyer in the Maserati right behind Erdos in his 296, trying to get past that 296, but we've got a slower Maserati. Oh my goodness, look at the damage on that Maserati that they're lapping just now. That is a lot of damage.
Monza, Barcelona and Code are probably the tracks where the GT2 cars will be the strongest.
Yeah.
Just simply due to the many straights, the long straights.
I agree, I absolutely agree. This track, because of the amount of corners, the slow corners, this all is playing into the hands of the GT3s more than the GT2s at the moment. Erdos still obviously has a 25-second penalty to serve, which he'll probably serve when his next driver stint finishes. Not many double stinting. Bjorkman, Carter, Ballawender, top 10 are the ones who have double stinted. So that's interesting to note as well. And there's obviously a maximum number of hours, and the Maserati gets past the 296. Oh, and 296 gets a switch back. 296 on the power quicker. Maserati back to where he was. But he looks like he's going to try and challenge into the next right-hander as they go down deep onto the braking. 296 really going deep. It looks like his Maserati had to get onto the brakes on the apex, which is going to hurt coming out of that exit. But yeah, so there's a maximum amount of hours one driver can do. If it's obviously a one-team driver, then that's absolutely fine. But a 2 or 3 car team, or sorry, 2 or 3 driver team will have a maximum amount of time that they can do that, so that the fastest driver out of the 2 or 3 doesn't do 5 hours and 30 minutes, and it leaves half an hour for the other 2 drivers to drive. So it just avoids that kind of smart thinking, I suppose, is a way to think about it. But absolutely really interesting to see that. I'm just going to look and see if there's any. So one of the other teams we've got, which is Dexter Cray in the pink Maserati, he's driving for the Cronus racing team, a group of like-minded sim racers of all speeds and skill levels. Dexter and Dan are from England, and Rafael is from Brazil, and Sonny, who is racing solo today, is from Poland. We mainly do endurance racing as a team, as sometimes enter non-team events together. Cronus was founded by Clickbait and was known as 297 Sim Sports originally until it got rebranded as Cronus about a year ago. There's an interesting fact for you. We do have some more facts that we'll kind of talk about later on. We're not going to spill all the beans all in one go. But yeah, I mean, Donaldson's on the back of Cray. I wonder if there's a bit of a...
When it's already gained 5.5 seconds on Cray here.
Yeah. I'm wondering if longer stints or longer you go into a race, the GT2s are struggling. Because Bjorkman is right on the back of Nefid Dive as well. And we could be looking at a top 4 of all GT3 cars.
So what I'm thinking is happening here is probably just simply the fact that the GT3s can probably manage tires a bit better than the GT2s.
Yeah, absolutely. The GT2s, because of its so much horsepower, they tend to wheel spin in first and second, especially slow corners. Because they're slower in the corners, they tend to scrub the tyres as they start sliding out from the apex to the outside of the track. So absolutely, you're absolutely spot on, Ches. That's probably what it is. Plus, we know tyres tend to get to an optimum operating temperature and pressure, then they kind of fall off for a little bit, where they get worn. And it's similar to Formula 1, where they talk about the tyres when they first go out are nice and shiny. It takes a while to scrub them to get a little bit of a groove on the surface of the tyre. It then is fine for a little while, then that surface is decreased. It then gets to another part of the tyre wall, and then that then kind of picks up again, so you tend to get a little dip.
It goes a bit up and down, like
Yeah.
a roller coaster sometimes with the tires.
Yep, absolutely. So this is no different, and this is why these sims are so good. They're replicating tyre wear, damage, the way cars are set up. Everything is being simulated as close as it can be to the real life GT3 and GT2 cars. Oh.
6. Seem to have run off the road a tiny bit there. Back on the road again. Nothing major.
Okay.
I just saw the car sliding. Just outbraking, probably. See it outbraked herself a bit there.
Yeah. Dexter Cray is now 7 seconds behind Ballawender.
Yeah, Ballawender is running off with this here.
He absolutely is. Donaldson, I mean, he's about a second behind Dexter Cray, but he doesn't seem to be able to make any difference at the moment. He can't seem to just get that extra second gap to get close enough to the Maserati for that. And we spoke about this before, but these cars generate what they call dirty air. And
Yep.
there might be people who not quite understand what all that means, but you probably have a better understanding than I do about dirty air and how it affects cars following.
So basically, right behind a car, if you're following right behind the bumper, you're in a sort of pocket of clean air where basically you are unaffected. Oh. See, this have been picked off by, I actually think that might be Dexter Cray. Sita being in a bit of a crash there is currently probably stalled, trying to get away again. But that seems to have been a collision with Dexter Cray there.
Interesting, we're just watching the replay just now. And Dexter's way back. It's Ballawender. Oh, Ballawender's actually tagged her, which has allowed Dexter to actually take P1 again.
Yeah, I just saw Sita being sideways, and then I saw Dexter just coming through there.
That's bizarre.
That's interesting.
That's bizarre because Dexter Cray went past the Porsche, and I'm sure it was Ballawender he went past. But he's 8 seconds behind. So unless something happened with Dexter afterwards that caused him to be a bit slow, but that's... Yeah.
Could possibly be that there's... I think Technical Aficionados, which is the team that Ballawender is part of, have 2 Porsches.
Right, okay. So it's maybe the other sister Porsche that had that issue. But yeah, certainly it was under braking again, and the GT2s do need to brake.
Oh wow, Bjorkman getting close there.
Yep, just watching at the moment. Both Mercedes, but Bjorkman is in the GT3 version, whilst Nefid Dive is in the 888 GT2 AMG, and you can just see the difference in it.
Getting back to the dirty air explanation, basically, if you are right behind, like right behind another car, you're in a sort of pocket where the air is basically unaffected from the car. Well, technically, it's affected. You are getting absolutely zero headwind, basically. But if you kind of get out of that small pocket, then all of a sudden you have the dirty air, where basically the aero affects the air, and then that effect starts to end.
Yep.
And if you sit your car perfectly right there, you can get a bit of unstable air going through the aero parts of the car.
You know, you get that not in just Formula One, but you get that in any. Even if you experience it, if you're driving behind an HGV on the motorway and you pull out into lane 2 to overtake it, you get that wind, you get that buffeting feeling that until you get alongside it and then you get past it. So that's basically the dirty air effect is just in a greater one. Thank you for the lurk, Rabbi. That's much appreciated. But yeah, thank you for that. Was beautifully explained, a lot better than I could have done. So we're looking at Kogut at the moment, who is only 5/10ths behind. But yeah, I mean, things are starting to settle down now. We're seeing a small gap being created, maybe 2 seconds or 1 second between cars, which gives us a chance to actually calm down a little bit, since we've been doing nothing but making strange noises and talking for the past almost
and
hour and a
Bellwinner
half.
has to avoid a car that is sitting right on the apex of the second last corner.
Just having a look at the replay just now.
That's something that I can't look back at because my race control has still crashed.
Oh,
Yeah, that yellow, I think it was a Mercedes, a yellow Mercedes. Or McLaren. It's sitting perfectly on the curb there.
oh yes. Oh, that is some good avoidance right there by Ballawender. That is not what you want to see coming round the second last corner.
Definitely not. That is a certified Code Brown moment.
Oh yes, absolutely.
If I've ever seen one.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, something that you learn as sim racing, but also real life racing, and even advanced driving techniques, as you look as far ahead as you can, scan the road furthest away you can see, and then pull your vision back down that road, and do that constantly. So when you go into a corner, you look at the apex until you get onto the apex, and then your eyes should be focused as far away on the track as it can be. That gives your mind, your body, your muscle memory time to then get prepared for the next corner. But it also means if you do have that incident where you end up with a car at the very last second facing the wrong way, you can deal with it rather than focusing on the apex, and then before you know it, you've collided into the side of it.
Now, given sim racers, we do have a lot more tools to be able to see what is going on in front of us. We have spotters, we have the track map, we have the relatives, and stuff like that. So it's probably quite a lot easier. But just imagine a situation like what Bellawender just went through. Imagine that in real life, or maybe even in VR.
Wow, it would almost be that horror movie moment when Jaws comes out of the water, or you know the ghost comes out of a cupboard or something.
All of a sudden,
yeah, it's just that scare factor where it unsettles you. It unsettles the car. You need to then basically hard steer around an object, try and get your brain back into focus because you are leading the race.
All while maintaining control of the car as
We've got a McLaren who's went wrong way round. I think it was a back marker that was in the pit lane but wrong way.
I think that second to last corner there is catching a lot of people.
It is, and I wonder how many have got 2 track cut warnings already. We've only seen 1 stop go for track violating 3 track limits, but I wonder how many people are having to drive more carefully, knowing if you go off track again, you've got a drive-through to deal with.
I'm gonna break the professional wall here a tiny bit and ask both the YouTube and Twitch chat a bit of a question regarding audio and video. Is it better to buy a combined audio interface and a capture card instead of buying a separate audio interface and a separate capture card? I'll let you answer that as well, Mac.
I don't know. I saw the one that you sent me, and I saw that when I was when I was having to replace my Go XLR, and I don't know. I'm a bit of the belief that you want a really good piece of equipment like a capture card that is specifically designed for capture card. You want an audio device which is specifically designed to be the best audio interface you can get. I just worry sometimes you put the two together, are they really the best, or are they lesser but put together because it's a bit of a unique product?
Could well be.
So I didn't really help you there, but for me personally, I wouldn't. I would go the two separate ways. You think about it, if God forbid it breaks, you now have to replace two pieces of equipment rather than one piece. Or if you want to upgrade, you have to then upgrade two pieces rather than one. So yeah, it's a bit of a juggling act as to what you feel comfortable with. But I've been caught out in the past with some things that I've bought PC wise or sim racing wise, and it's turned out not to be what the advertising says it is, or how good it actually is. But yeah, that's my 2 pence worth. Anyone in chat and Twitch and YouTube, let us know if you're an audio engineer or if you're a streamer. Let us know what you think. Just watching the battle, Bjorkman is actually ahead of Nefediev now, and so the top 4 drivers: Balawender in the GT3 Porsche, Dexter Cray in the Maserati GT2, P3 is Donaldson in the GT3 McLaren, P4 is Bjorkman holding on with his AMG GT3. I have no words at the moment. This is not what I thought.
We just lost a car, actually.
Oh, did we?
One of the petrol aficionados' car. I was spectating, and all of a sudden it put me into another car.
Oh, really?
So that is unfortunate.
I wonder.
Of course, we would love to see as many cars as possible finish our races.
I wonder if it's a disconnect then. Something's maybe went terminal on the internet connection or on the PC. It's horrible to see.
It did happen in the pits though.
Oh,
So-
all right, okay. Maybe there's been an issue with driver swap.
Could be.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do screw up a bit, and all of a sudden you're not able to swap drivers at all.
Absolutely.
One
We
of
are
the most well-known ACC bugs out
Yeah.
there, probably.
absolutely. We actually practiced in the practice server for about half an hour to basically perfect the driver swaps. Arrhenius, both petrol A cars are still racing. What car numbers are they? Ches probably knows this anyway, but
Actually, not sure.
so
What numbers?
we've got Dyer number 19 in the pit, and we've got Goltsev in the 250 in the pits as well. So both Maseratis, 67 and 134. Okay. So 67 is obviously Balawender, who's doing an outstanding job. And 134 is it Grey? It's pronounced with the same that livery is beautiful. It actually matches a Porsche and a Maserati really well. So holding their own in 15th as well. So all the best for the team today. But it looks like we've got Erdos absolutely in the back of the Maserati trying to fight to get his P9 back. That 296 has then got he's got a Porsche, but I think that Porsche is a back marker because the next car behind him is 13 seconds behind. You can see the suspension as they go over the last corner. You're going downhill, you're going into a very hairpin corner with the the apex is actually sunken down, so your suspension goes from being compressed to being full extended, and then straight back into being fully compressed again. So it's a lot of punishment.
That can catch a lot of people out,
Yes.
actually.
And if you get on the power too early, that suspension change, you end up rotating the car around and oversteer because the wheels are spinning, they're not getting anything, and all of a sudden they hit the ground and your car's facing the wrong way, because I'm speaking from experience, unfortunately. I have to say, Bjorkman's not driving off into the sunset yet. He's just about a second ahead of Nefediev in a treble 8 Mercedes. But there's a pack of GT2s all together that just don't seem to be able to get past. Classed, thank you so much for the subscribe on YouTube. That's very kind of you. If you have got Discord, then please search Toga Motorsport and join us. We're a sim racing fun community, and we do streams like this all of the time, every week. But welcome into the community. Thank you so much for everyone who's watching, everyone who's subscribed on YouTube, and everyone that's followed and subscribed on Twitch. You guys are supporting us to be able to do this, and we love putting on these shows for you. So the drivers might not, the drivers might be a bit stressed as you see the 296 and the Maserati going side by side into turn 1. They are absolutely fighting. That Porsche is still behind them. That Porsche is a back marker, and he's managing to keep up at the moment, so I don't see a big send getting done here, taking care that obviously the Maserati takes longer to slow down, it takes a longer distance to brake. But yeah, we're back to fighting again. We're back to loads of little battles going on, spread out all over the place. We've got Herzig down in P18 who is fighting to get P17 from that Mercedes. This is a 296 versus a GT2 AMG. He's getting a little bit squirrely as he comes out of the first corner, a little bit unsettled with oversteer. That loses him a little bit of time at the moment. But yeah, so I only have 1 minute left and then I need to go. The streams will finish. If you're on Twitch, go back to the Toga Motorsport channel, and you'll see the second stream will begin. If you're on YouTube, part 2...
I'm leaving as well, am I not?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly, so...
The Lennies, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Hayden's ready to take over, and Zita will join him once she has calmed down from her race. Thank you so much to everyone. I'll be back on in an hour's time. Ches, I'm going to leave it with you to close us off.
Well, I will be back in, let's see here, 2 hours again, I think?
Yep, 2 hours.
So I don't really have much to say other than you'll be in great hands with Sira and Hayden.
Yep, absolutely. From us, thank you so much. We will be back later on, but please go and support Hayden and Zeta. They do a phenomenal job of commentating as well. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Take care, and we'll speak to you real soon. Bye-bye.